been third Drake here for Magmoodies, but unfortunately they just don't have the facilities to get in right now. We don't have unstoppable force. He flashes it by flight steal. How did he get that? That was illegal. There's no way he gets that for free. Surely he dies here. Realm Warp is coming in. Toki's in to keep him alive. He's almost out. Zinjao commits here, but Zinjao takes tons of damage for it. Sivers burn flash aggressively to just try and get something, but she goes down as well. No way. Okay, now finally the play actually goes for the piggies, but it's actually kind of equal. This is a mess. Okay.
I think we want to choke F, eat the fucking Drake here. Oh, hell no. Let's see if Puppet Sid can get excited. Puppet Sid gets excited. Uh-oh. Can he get more? He gets another one. Can he get a triple? Popping a tit. Pop, poppity pop. He pops a tit here. He pops a tit there. He pops out the tits. All the titties are popped. Woo! Pentakill.
It's actually there. And this 2v2 is also losing for sort of pickups.
Yeah. Your nicest Q coming out. Plus 12s in the chat. Everybody plus 12s in the chat. Can we get a stack check on this Nessus right now? Is it possible to get a stat check on this Nessus?
456.
Stack check. Oh, plus 12. Once again,
Quadra kill for Nasus.
Top right. Yeah, okay. I can see. Okay, it's 492 now.
A pentakill.
He gets a pentakill on the Nessus. Oh my.
Yep.
I have no way of helping.
I'm looking here. I'm on the back line. And
Bomba. Can we end or are we pushing?
The bounce. Boom! Looks like that angle was gonna come here. They're gonna spoon feed it to her. They didn't know she was there, and she just gets the wolf right behind the enemy team. And now it is just Sivir and Lulu on their own against 4, and they're gonna get run down here. There is very little they can do. Look at the damage coming out by Humble. He's trying his damnedest to keep this game alive right now. He does get the double kill, but he is super low. The only thing that he can really account for here is Lulu can give him some extra shielding, but she's gonna go down. Gonna see the trade come out. Is this a penta?
Oh,
She got a penta. That is insane, there. He literally 1v9.
Jinx flashes away, but gets exhausted. The Vel is trying to peel to hold up. They don't get the kill on the Jinx. Jinx gets ulted away. Oh, Rocket gets blocked. They got caught. And the Jinx gets the reset. Get the Vel. They want to dive this card. Jinx, can she get her first kill? The turret, I think, is ramped up. Rakan goes for the ult. W. Jinx, 1 health. Oh, one more auto attack.
GG.
The barrier didn't go off. It's fine.
GG.
Work. Okay.
Oh, this is way too early. Way too early for Theos. He's gonna definitely die here. Oh, the smite was so bad. It was 1 HP. Is that like an ability haste thing? Does that care about your ability haste or what? Oh, public execution gonna come out by Ambessa. Bullet time also gonna catch them out here. The Realm Warp still went through. That was crazy.
He's going back in. Tide is here as well, trying to help out. But
They're a little bit far
dead.
from each other. The focus is unclear.
Yeah.
What are they trying to do?
Okay, Side's going on the back line, but there's still the egg. He's going to go down. I think this might just be a cleanup for CP. It's going to be the game as well.
That's him.
Yeah, 5-0 ace. Pentakill for Corky. What the hell? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MiniLCS Winter Open 2026. We are on day 6 of week 7. One more week to go. And, well, it's the semi-finals again. This is the other half of the bracket. This is the Weenie Hot Juniors. Let's bring in the bracket quickly. We see here today we have Vicky Mendoza versus Team Zenith. Last night we saw Church of Copian Kings versus the Outcasts, bringing it to game 4. No Silver Scrapes. Will we see Silver Scrapes today? I don't know. I've got the music loaded. It's ready to go here. You're gonna have to tune in, find out. Will Tuber be able to make it to the finals? Did he?
See, my question is gonna be My question's going to be, can he play the games? Is the real question. You know, I want to see how many games he actually gets fielded. You know, obviously they've added expert to the team, so they have another jungler in the wings. So I'll be interested. We do know that Tuba is starting in game 1, so we'll see how he plays out in this one. But they have the Tubaless Cowboy special loaded. You know, the gun is cocked and ready to shoot. We just need to see if and when they pull that one out. But well, this should be a fun matchup.
They did perform better without Tuba, if I'm correct.
Well, they beat Team Cyberpunk, who literally had not lost a single game in group stage in the quarterfinals, 2-0 handily. Like, and Expert did really well in that series. So, you know, I think it would be kind of troll not to play him at times. But we'll see what happens. I think that the series should be interesting for sure. I think stylistically, they are opposites, so there is very much a window for both teams to win. I think the Team Zenith play through their bot lane exclusively. Like, their top lane will play like bruisers that you don't really see JLD put the carry pants on too often in these games. They usually put Tuba or also now Expert on tank junglers, on engage tool junglers. They usually put Terra on some kind of disruptor type champion. We've seen a lot of we saw the Zyra being used in quarterfinals. We see the Akali used a lot. Like, champions that again are not gonna really put the team on the back, but they're like designed to kind of make it harder for the enemy team to do their job, right? Like, Akali's there to try and one-shot the enemy carry. Zyra's there to be able to zone control massively and kind of like make it hard for them to come into choke points. And then Saiyan Sky and Grass Wonder have been really the stars of Team Zenith's kind of show. They tend to put Saiyan Sky on the hyper carries. They give him an enchanter to keep him safe. They tend to kind of play specifically to enable him. Meanwhile, I think that I think even in interviews, Ozzy has said as much, that Vicky Mendoza's plan is to abandon bot. You know, they initially drafted a Kami no Yume, who was a bronze AD carry, in favor of having plat players in every other role, right? So their top lane, they have Mogshorn, who's a great weak side player. They have Poseidon in the mid lane, who's been carrying really hard on champions like Veigar, on champions like Ryze. Although Ryze did get nerfed this patch, I believe, so we might not see that one. But, you know, we've seen them put in good performances on those champions. Uguay as well has been playing a mixture of engage stuff versus some more like AP junglers as well. And then, yeah, Ozzy in the support role has been kind of roaming a lot. You know, they play stuff like the Anivia. We've seen a few other champs come out there as well, but their main kind of thing is let's get advantages everywhere else and bot will survive. Although, speaking of bot, unfortunately their rostered AD carry has had PC issues, so they are playing with a sub today, playing with, I believe it is Ditzy Alchemist, it's their MiniLCS debut, which is sweet to see. We'll see how they can perform. Imagine debuting straight into semi-finals is pretty crazy. Your first official, and it's a best of 5. Must be a sweaty experience, but we'll see how she handles it as we probably go into draft here. I think draft should be all ready to go, right?
Yeah, just got to get the music.
Oh, there we go. Hell yeah. All right, so we can see Vicky Mendoza were on blue side. They are the higher seed, so they opted in for this. And I can see exactly why. They want to rip out one of the comfort picks here for Tuba. They immediately B1 the Amumu. They did this in group stage as well. I remember it in, I believe, game 1. They got side select, they went blue side game 1, and they immediately just start pinching Tuba's ball, taking away the Amumu. It's something that Uguay has played before. Like I said, he's comfortable on the engaged champions and on some of the more AP focused carry junglers like a Lilia type. And yeah, getting him on someone like this who can set up the team so effectively will be really good for them. We see the response here. Well, let's talk about the bans first, actually. So if we look at the bans, we can see 2 bans targeted at Saiyan Sky in the Twitch and in the Jinx. So, but again, both hyper carries. We saw Saiyan Sky pop off on the Twitch in quarterfinals against Team Cyberpunk, he put Aoki in a body bag on that champion, man. It was really hard for Aoki to play that game. So not surprised to see that banned, and then set away from JLD makes sense. It was his one trick before he's had to diversify his champion pool for Fearless. Meanwhile, on Team Zenith's side, they got rid of Aussie's Anivia. They got rid of the Malphite here, which I think is technically a three-way ban because Poseidon, Uguay, and Mog can play it. And then they got rid of the Caitlyn here from Ditzy. So I think, again, they want to win through bot, right? So even if Ditzy isn't the most threatening person on the side of Vicky Mendoza, trying to pinch away her comfort champion makes a lot of sense. You know, they want to put her on something she isn't super comfortable with and then kind of hope to hard win the lane through that. But if we run through the rest of the picks here, on R1 they blind Mundo, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Mundo is a champion that he can take over the game if the draft allows him to, but if you pick him early and you're picking him blind, you are more than likely gonna let the enemy team draft some kind of tank shred. So in this sense, Vicky Mendoza haven't taken anything super tank shreddy. Yone is good at shredding tanks. If you build him that way, I think you can build Blade of the Ruin King on him first item and he should be able to handle the Mundo. But otherwise, putting it in the jungle isn't too bad because it doesn't get punished like in the same way it would if you were in lane. One of Mundo's weakest points is his early game, and being in the jungle allows you to be uninteractive during that time. So, you know, especially when you see them B1 the Amumu, you're like, oh, he's not going to counter jungle me, they're not going to invade me, surely he'll be fine. So he should be able to get to 1-2 items kind of uncontested, and then he's going to be a menace in the mid to late. They also take up the Nami here as well, which I think is interesting. They opt into taking support before the AD carry. Generally speaking, it's the other way around. Supports tend to dictate the lane, so I guess they wanted to prioritize making sure the AD carry Saiyan Sky players is better into whatever Vicky Mendoza draft here. Vicky Mendoza do parrot that back though with their bot lane, so they lock up MF, who has great synergy with the Amumu. Curse of the Sad Mummy layered over Bullet Time is a game-winning combination if I've ever seen one. And they get the Morgana as well, so Morgana is great for being anti-CC. Obviously, the only major CC at this point in the draft they would have seen would have been the Nami bubble and the tidal wave. But, you know, Morgana can lock someone down with Dark Binding very, very aggressively. Her Corrupted Chains work alongside Bullet Time and alongside Curse of the Sad Mummy, so it fits into the overall kind of concept of their draft here, which is basically a wombo combo, right? Then B3, they round out Team Zenith with Lucian. So Lucian Nami, notoriously strong laning phase. They're going to be looking to push Ditzy and Aussie out of lane as aggressively as they can, build a big lead, and then take that towards mid-game team fights. We'll have to see if they can, though. And then in stage 2 bans, we see there's top laners pinched from both sides. So Zenith take away the Garen and the Ambessa. Ambessa may have been a flex ban, to be fair. I believe that both Mog and Poseidon play it. Meanwhile, Vicky Mendoza take out the Jax and the Olaf from JLD. So getting the Starax Gauge first item Olaf is a thing of heavy contention for Team Zenith. And the Jax, I don't think we've seen JLD play the Jax as of yet, but seeing that they picked Urgot, I understand why they banned it. I'm assuming they banned it with preparation to pick Urgot, because Jax having Counter-Strike can turn off a lot of Urgot's damage. It makes his laning phase a little bit less strong. And they know that the R5 is going to be going topside, right? They're not going to be counter-picking for Terra here, because I don't think Terra's champion pool is conducive of taking that last pick. So when they finish up their stage 2 bans, R4 goes to Terra. So Biwahaya takes the Lissandra here. It's going to be again a stable lane, someone that can lock down targets and allow the Lucian to kill.
Is this the first Lissandra?
Ooh, I don't think so. I can check for you. Let's have a look. Let's do Weenie Hut spreadsheet. I typed in Weenie and then it auto corrected to Weenie Dog. It's not quite what I wanted.
Sure,
but
it said auto-corrected to Weenie Dog.
It did, yes. It is not the only Lissandra Archer, Z Archer of Rift Police played Lissandra in support in Vicky Mendoza versus Rift Police game 1. So it is the second one. It's the first one in the actual role she should be played in, because support Lissandra is weird as hell. But you know, who else but Rift Police, right? So yeah, I don't dislike the Lissandra. I think the Lissandra is good as like a safe lane. She obviously has her E to get herself out of any kind of messes that she might find herself in. Frozen Tomb is also great to protect herself as well as lock down a target. There are several good targets on Vicky Mendoza's lineup in the MF, in the obviously not picked yet, but they can assume someone in mid will get picked that is good as target. It's knowing Poseidon's champion pool. I think the only thing he could have played here that might have been difficult for Lissandra to lock down would be maybe the Galio, but then their team would be lacking a damage in my opinion. So they do go for the Yone here, who is a good kind of hyper carry champion, I'd say. Like he's a good champion who can put the team on their back if he gets ahead. And obviously we've seen in most Weenie Hut Junior matches for Vicky Mendoza, Poseidon has been reliably getting ahead. So I don't think that's a bad idea there to put him on that kind of champion. And then they go for a strong side blind here with the Urgot top. So again, Urgot's a champion who in the early game can punish many top laners, and then the only person he might actually struggle against is the one that's been left here, is the Darius. I think that they're both mega lane bullies, so whoever gets the early lead here in the top lane is probably going to run that lane. Also be interested to see whether or not Tuba or Uguay path top here, because if they can help their top laner win the early game, that should be a constant source of pressure. But we'll have to see as we get into game. Where's this? Someone in the Twitch chat just said bad take, support Lissandra is good into champs like Nort, Alistar and Rakan. I can tell you what it was picked into, and you can tell me it was picked into in Nivea. Is that a good matchup? Please enlighten me. I am unsure, but yeah, Rift Police were, it was also played by Z Archer, who is not traditionally a support player. Rift Police did many a questionable thing. But so, either way,
going off the draft, who do you think will take the
I think that the job is harder for Zenith in this game, right? They have one really good engage tool in Frozen Tomb, and they have one really good secondary engage tool in Tidal Wave. Outside of that, they don't get to dictate the fights. Whereas a Mumu with Curse of the Sad Mummy, any Dark Binding that lands Fate Sealed by Yone, or just a flank angle from the Urgot is, you know, those are all really good ways to start fights. And so I could see that even if Zenith get ahead in this game, they might struggle if they get caught out. I think that for them, their win cons here are Darius needs to get ahead and be able to kind of snowball, and Lucian needs to get ahead and be able to snowball. If those, at least one of those two need to occur, or they will get run over in team fights. We'll have to see what happens for sure. I think that they have a great front line. You know, if Mundo can get to 2 items or like 1.5 items uncontested, I believe that you go Heartsteel first into Deadman's Play if you're in jungle for Mundo, as opposed to the Warmog build that's really popular of him on top lane. So if he can get that and then start to get stacks uncontested, he should be great at being a front line in these mid-game team fights. Darius is inherently quite beefy, and if he doesn't do what Jason did yesterday and builds normally, then yeah, he should be a major threat. I'll be interested to see if he does. We see, I think Jason yesterday pulled out what was essentially a jungle Darius build in top lane. He did Yomu's Ghostblade, Phase Rush, and then Force of Nature into I can't even remember who he was facing. I think he was facing an AD top laner. I think it was, yeah, he was facing Yorick. So it was a very peculiar build. And if we see something a little bit more standard here out of Gold Ship or JLD, something like taking the Ghost instead of Ignite, taking Conqueror instead of Phase Rush, Stride Breaker, Sterak's Gauge, you know, he will be beefy. He will be a good front line, and he's got tons of damage. Let's say what Team Zenith lack in kind of engage tools, they have up in spades in damage, right? their upfront ability to just kind of swing at people, with Mundo having the cleavers, having his E, Darius's Q, you know, his execute. He's got loads of his bleed from his passive as well. They have damage in spades. They just don't actually have great ways to start the fights. So we'll have to see if they're going to go for like flank angles here. They might be able to try and trap people around objectives when they know they're going to be contesting them. But yeah, I think we should be good to go in game, right? Hell yeah, let's get it. After hit low camera angle, everybody spawn in.
Integrating.
Trying to work on other camera angles, but it's the timings. Yeah, trying to get, you know, like they have in professional, when the dragon spawns, it gets a nice camera angle.
Yeah, I saw you doing a little something in the bottom left corner in the semi-final stream yesterday, but it was a work in progress for sure. I'm sure when we lock that, I was gonna say when we lock that down, it will look sweet. But let's see the rune setup here. Hold up. So we got top lane is there we go. All right, cool. We're getting some standard Darius action from JLD here from Gold Chip. We've got PTA up against Conqueror, so that is going to be short trades up against long trades here, and we see those short trades come in action immediately for Mogjon. But he is fully stacked now, so the trade is kind of gonna go a little bit favored here for Darius. They're both hella low. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, just immediate level 1 trading. Gold Chip gets the kill up here in the top lane, and they are gonna secure 2 kills in less than 2 minutes for Team Zenith, and this is exactly what you want. We said it in the draft, right? We were like, how do they win? What's their win con? Gold Chip gets ahead, Saiyan Sky gets ahead. If they get ahead, they can run the game. And while Saiyan Sky didn't get the kill there, he is going to get an entire minute here of free time on the wave where Ditzy is just going to miss out. So
but that is a
very much
mistake
punishing
from the Urgot. That is just, you know, standard thing. Top lane, Darius, do not go close level 1, because unless you have a way to escape, those stats
that's the thing. That's the thing. I think the first trade was fine, but then just opting into the remaining of the trade, and you can tell that it was an opt-in because Gold Chip burnt no sums. Like, Mogjon stood in there. He didn't have to burn Ghost to keep up with him. He didn't have to flash to catch up to him or anything. It was just straight up, oh yeah, I win this trade 1v1 level 1. Oh wait, bleed, no. And now the lane is going to be in control for the Darius. You know, they both don't have pots. He hasn't spent the gold he got from it yet, but he is gonna probably come back with, I imagine, a Phage or a Tiamat when he eventually does base, and that's gonna give him a very strong kind of commanding presence in this lane. And Darius is one of those champs as well where, like, he's one of the guys, when he's ahead, you don't really want to gank him. It's the quickest way to end up, you know, expediting his lead, because he just gets the 2v2 lead. And ooh, Dart Binding is gonna connect onto Saiyan Sky there. Gonna get a good little trade here. Both 80 carries are about half HP, but here's the thing. Grass Wanda has the healing with the Nami, right? Not only does she have the heal summoner spell, but her W is great for healing, and they're gonna go in for a trade here, but oh no! Uguay comes in last minute and is gonna make the play go badly here for Zenith, and they're gonna maybe throw their lead a little bit. Really good gank there by Uguay. He's able to kind of, he doesn't go for the crab. I don't know if they were tracking where Tuba was, but Tuba has path bot to top here, whereas Uguay is path top to bot. So him getting his first little kind of action here on that bot lane is gonna be nice here for trying to neutralize the disadvantage Ditzy and Aussie are already at. So gonna see going forward if anything can change. I don't know if I like the pathing bot to top here for the Mundo. I mean, I assume it might be because he doesn't want to mirror the Amumu, and so because if he finds Amumu early, then I think Amumu can kill him. He needs to have 6. He needs to have an item before I think he can really fight Amumu early, and especially with Poseidon kind of winning really hard in the mid lane right now. He's had a health lead the entire game. He's trading really aggressively. It's kind of hard for for the idea of him being able to match a Mumu, right? Because if they ever find themselves in a 2v2, I think that the Yone will be the difference maker and they might end up losing. So pathing bot to top, and not only is it safer for him because he knows the Mumu's not there, but it also, yeah, he might be able to impact that top lane if he can get a gank off. But I don't know if I like this engagement from the Lissandra. She had no mana and she went in with the W there. It's kind of a rough one. She got a little trade of health there, but she has to lose that flash because of it. And it's not the cleanest, we can say, for sure. But we don't really get to finish talking about rune setups, to be honest with you. We only really talked about the top lane because there was so much action in that first minute. Wanted to say, yeah, the mid lane trades are gonna be, again, similar to how it is in top, just reversed, right? Urgot wants short trades and Darius wants long. Yone wants long trades, and, you know, the Lissandra just wants to Q auto attack and then get out, right? But, ooh, Ditsy might be caught out here. The bubble's gonna land, but it's not gonna actually hit because of that black shield. But now I think Ozzy's gonna die here as well. Flash comes out, keeps herself just about alive, and here's Uguay, but don't think there's anything for him to get here other than to catch that wave. And there's a steady little gold lead here building for Saiyan Sky and Grass Wonder. He's sitting on double longswords right now. 650 gold is the lead for him. And oh, hold on, what happened there? You just immediately see a gold ship just not respecting the meat grinder there from Mogjorn. He takes one hit too many, and when the ult lands, he just gets pulled in. They are going to get a nice cross map here, but they never mind that they're going to. He just throws himself in and steals it. Oh no, that is so bad. Oh, Tuba. No, they had 4 members committed to that. Like 2 people are losing XP and gold to be at that play to try and rush that Drake down, and for Uguay to just be able to waltz in and steal is depressing. The gold lead is still here for Zenith. It is not all doom and gloom, we can say that much at least. But yeah, let's get a replay here on how this top lane play kind of came to be.
Disrespected the ult here. Didn't realize how much damage that'll do, but this. Do you know what? Let me play that back.
Are we hitting it in rewind? Meow, boom. Yeah, the Mundo auto attacks it once, which puts it down from 629 to 559, and then it's just immediate smite for Uguay. And that's, yeah, you hate to see that one for sure. Considering how much they committed for it as well, you know. Do we know? No, we did not know yet. Ignore me. I was gonna say, do we know if grubs have spawned? But he is in 35 seconds, so we still have some time. Both junglers are up here, but I was gonna say Uguay's camps are spawning on the opposite side, so he might not be there for the grubs play early. So gonna have to watch that and see what happens here, as they do spawn pretty soon. I think either team that gets them is gonna be happy, although I'm seeing Darius just walk in to die. Again. And that is just, again, not remotely respecting the damage on this Urgot. Urgot is one of those champions that, again, in these shorter trades in top lane, if he's got the little shotgun bolts in his legs, like he's not someone you want to fuck with. It doesn't matter if you're Darius. You are, I believe he was a level behind there. He was down on XP. The guy's got the plated steel caps as well, so with the steel caps, it's quite hard for Darius to trade at this point. So Mogjorn is running this running this top lane, but Saiyan Sky though, even without his support being present, is able to get a 1v2 kill with the culling. And hold up, Uguay's gonna catch Tuba. Tuba did start these grubs, but now it's at a man disadvantage. They have 3v2 here. Yone is taking a bit of a trade. One grub has gone over to Vicky Mendoza, and I think it should be the other 2 easily passed as well. I'm going to be interested to see on a replay there exactly what went down, because I think by the time we got vision on it, like from Observer, he was already dead. So I don't know if he just started the grubs at low HP or like what the situation was. Although Biwa Haya might be caught here, going to use the W to prevent Uguay jumping on him, and does get himself out. So he got at least, I think, a plate. He got a plate for the negative play there on the grubs, but unfortunate. Unfortunate for Team Zenith. Their second neutral objective they've tried to take that they have been caught on punished on and not gotten anything for. So, you know, I think right now they might need to think about kind of taking it slower. And yeah, here we're gonna see Darius just not respecting the sheer amount of damage that comes out of Urgot. He even awkwardly walks around the Urgot, allowing Urgot's passive, like his shotgun legs to get off. Yeah, like he walks around him, meaning that all three like shots come out, and they're all obviously significantly stronger. And yeah, here we go. They hadn't even started the grubs yet. They were just there, and it was a 3v3. But you know, Mundo was kind of isolated. His team weren't quite with him yet, and with Fate Unsealed, they just kill him. Like he doesn't get time to press R. He just gets popped immediately. And as we break down here for just over 10 minutes in game, let's see what the gold leads. We can see it is about equal right now. But that is because there are leads in every lane, apart from bot, where Saiyan Sky has crafted himself a 1.5k gold lead. But 500 apiece in nearly every other lane kinda equals this one out. And good trade here for Poseidon up against Biwahaya. Believe that's going to be a Malignant's first item here for the Lissandra. So she's going to be playing mainly around locking down someone with the ultimate. Mog that dog in him is a crazy one. That's a crazy fucking statement if I've ever heard one. But yeah, if we look at first items as well that are coming out, both junglers have finished their first item. Nice trade here by Saiyan Sky, just going to immediately kill Ozzy. And that is going to be the 4th kill for him of the game. He has been a part of nearly every kill his team has in this game. So this Lucian is putting in massive work right now. Trying to get something out of this bot lane right now, and I think he needs to move up right now to this Drake if he wants to make a difference. They're gonna catch Lissandra out on the side. She has to Frozen Tomb herself to keep herself safe, but here comes the Mundo, and they're gonna be able to kill Yon. They're gonna be able to hopefully kill the Amumu here as well. Saiyan Sky flies in, he's gonna get himself that 5th kill. And that should be Drake completely passed over to Team Zenith here, as well as a handy little 2k gold lead. Was one of those kills a shutdown? Ooh. Because I don't remember the gold lead being that big until I saw the them get 2 kills there. So yeah, look, pretty much the entire gold lead right now is sitting on the back of this Lucian though. So I think if Lucian isn't a part of a fight, then we need to respect the fact they're actually behind. So yeah, we're gonna see the replay here. Ozzy just caught wrong time, wrong place. And really well played by Saiyan Sky to know that you had the angle there. Bandage toss is going to land onto Lissandra. She immediately locks herself up, but Yon is kind of on his own here. Amumu's burnt all of his utility, so he can't really help. He does Curse of the Sad Mummy at the end, but it's kind of a task in futility. Not much else he can really do there. And I'm going to quickly look back top here and see that Mogjuan has the wave crashing into him. He is still down in CS. I will say that the gold lead in top is still pretty neutral, even though it's been a bad, rough kind of go of it for the Darius. But Saiyan Sky are going to catch Ozzy once again, courtesy of a bubble by Grass Wonder, and the gold lead here for that bot lane is expanding. I think Team Zenith have got to be pretty happy with this, all things considered, right? One of their primary win cons is win conning right now pretty hard. Like the Lucian Nami, they've won lane super aggressively. They have the Mundo on 1 item now, so he's going to be in a place where he's going to start looking for more fights so that he can start to stack the Heartsteel. And with Malignance completed on Lissandra, it doesn't matter that she's lost lane so much, but we're going to see if she can get killed here. Going to Frozen Tomb herself. Last turret shot's not quite going to kill the Yon, but both players will walk out of that exchange. I think both need to reset, to be honest with you. Poseidon looks like he's going to greed for the next wave. He does have the Vamp Scepter, so I guess he's gonna rest assured in the little bit of lifesteal he has that he should be okay as long as no one shows up. I wonder if he knows where the Nami is here, because she was floating around. This is a scary Lucian if he is allowed to free hit. Yeah, no, 100%. I think I think if the Lucian can get in range of priority targets and not get punished, he will definitely run this game. The only problem is he is one of the lower range AD carries in the game, right? 550 is, I believe, his range. So he is going to be in range of Uguay's kind of utility. He's going to be in range of Dark Bindings, in range of Fate Sealed, in range of most of Mogjon's abilities if he is to be in range to attack, right? So these team fights might be challenging for him as we push towards the late game, but he's gonna get the flash out of Ditzy here. Bullet time's gonna come just to thin the wave, which I love that play by Ditzy there, just to be like, you guys want to try and get our tier 1, we can't fight you, but you can't take the wave without so you can't take the turret without a wave. So immediately trade that that cooldown for a little bit extra. But as soon as I praise it, unfortunately they get aggressive with the Dark Binding landing on Saiyan Sky, not respecting that he's got the cleanse, and he says you are not trapped. Sorry, I'm not trapped here with you, you are trapped here with me. And the 3 members of Team Zenith are still kind of hovering here as if they're gonna try for this tier 1 bot turret, but I don't like it because Mundo's got all of his camps up right now. There is so much on the map for him to take and hold up, because there's going to be a curse of the Sad Mummy, and Saiyan Sky is going to just get locked up. He's going to go down immediately. Dark Binding is going to land onto Nami, and that's going to be an easy bandage toss for the Amumu. And that was definitely a shutdown for Uguay. I think his gold lead ballooned after getting that kill onto Saiyan Sky. I don't know if it was a 700 gold shutdown, but it was a big one. And we can see Zenith are going to try here onto this Herald, but they're being forced away by Mog on his own. 2-man Q into Fate Sealed. This is going to be easy. 2 kills for Poseidon. He's going to be able to lock both of them up. Aragot is going to finish it, and now Biwahaya has to run away. And this is the 3rd objective that this has happened on, where we see members of Zenith make it to the objective first. They get priority on it, but they don't have the tools to prevent the enemy team from, you know, kind of messing with them, and they end up getting kills. They end up losing the objective, and the culling is going to come out here onto Ditzy, and Ditzy doesn't really move sideways here. She eats the entirety of that culling, and a crit courtesy of the Essence Reaver is going to get Lucian a kill onto Ozzy. And if Ditzy doesn't leave, Ditzy is definitely next right now. She does the bullet time to try and kill the wave, but this time it was not the play, as Saiyan Sky is gonna just pick himself up the 9th kill of the game. And he's currently going for the I think that's gonna be an IE in his inventory as his next item. So gonna be going for as much crit as he can get here, I imagine. He's gonna be on 50% once he finishes IE, so gonna be happy with that. And once he gets 100% crit, will be dangerous. Although hold up, I got moderator duties to do, guys. Someone said something that the auto mod has said we can't allow. Let me fix that. There we go. Sorted. This is a safe space. You can say what you want in a Twitch chat. Just don't flame Aaron. He won't allow those messages. He will ban. Don't forget to refer to him as our Imperious leader going forward. But yeah, here we go. Replay here as we see just a little bit of split decision making here as Goldship decides to go straight onto Urgot, and Mundo looks like he would rather have anything else but the fight. And they end up finding themselves with this weird kind of split decision making. They kind of line up perfectly for the 2-man ult from Yone, and Poseidon gets to walk away with everything he ever wanted in that play. I think they get the neutral, he gets 2 kills, he's accelerated. And then yeah, here for the bot play, just an unfortunate play there. I see the play again for the MF to be like, I'm gonna ult the wave and mean we save our tier 1 bot turret, but the Saiyan Sky had a lot more agency in that one. The first time he pulled that play off, it was a 3v3. You had protection. This time it was just you and the turret, and unfortunately when you stop moving to press R for bullet time, you become incredibly vulnerable, and you were already on low HP, so it's a hard sell for Ditzy there, who is on her 5th death, and I think is maybe having a hard time here in the semi-finals. Who can blame her, to be honest? You know, first official game of MiniLCS, straight into a high-stakes semi-finals game. It is literally do or die. If you lose this game or the series, then your team is out for the rest of the event. So And you're up against who I think is ostensibly the best AD carry in the lower bracket. You know, he is, Saiyan Sky has had a stellar season this year. I say this year like he was here last year. He wasn't here last year. This is his first season. So, you know, rookie season for Saiyan Sky, and he has won nearly every single lane he has played in the Weenie Hut Junior bracket. So it's been a standout performance for him and Grass Wonder for sure. I think they've been one of the better bot lanes of Weenie Hut Junior for sure. So, and we can see it in the gold, right? They are the only people on their team right now that are ahead. 4.2k is the difference in this AD carry, and about 800 for the support. Okay, we're gonna see, this was a solo kill onto Yon, I believe we saw a little earlier. And yeah, we're gonna get that nice little one there. I think he gets it off of the pop there of the passive. Oh, I think this is E, right? I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not the biggest Yon connoisseur. The win shitters do not speak to me. He's gonna get the double there in the end, 2 individual solos, and I don't think he's dying there to the lead. And yeah, at this point, look how accelerated Poseidon is. He's on 2 items. He's gone for the Blade of the Ruin King into Immortal Shield Bow, so he's opting into getting a little bit more survivability to make it harder for the eventual kind of jump on him that Alessandra can try to do, right? Like, the only way he dies in these games, or in this team fight, I should say, is to get one shot by Lissandra and Lucian. So the Immortal Shield Bow will... Ivan will die, get flamed, then becomes OP. Fair. Does he still have coal? Not only does he still have coal, he bought it like a minute ago. He's only gotten 13 stacks off of the coal, so yeah, it would trust in the process. He's skating, bro. Okay. He's gonna win late game with that coal.
He is 3k up, so
yeah. He's gold maxing. Meanwhile, look away on a drift. What was that? And I think, okay, Bullet Time's gonna come out. They don't have Curse of the Sad Mummy used just yet, but they do get 2 quick kills here. Uguay is gonna die, unfortunately, after it, and I don't think... Oh, into the meat grinder goes Grass Wonder. Caught with a downtown snipe by the Urgot, and that is gonna be at least the tier 2 down here. And they're gonna think about the tier 3, but the wave is gonna get shredded by Gold Ship and Biwa Haya, so there's nothing really for them to push here. About 10 seconds until the main gold source here on Team Zenith is back, so they're gonna choose to just leave it. Although Ditzy very nearly got caught there. Gold Ship saw her on that ward and knew she was basing, tried to go for it, didn't want to opt into using his ghost to catch her though. And I'm gonna hold that summoner for the next fight, I imagine. But yeah, let's see how this goes. They think Amumu's kind of caught out of position, but he gets into Shelly and then just hits the S shape. Like, it was very impressive, to be honest. He knocked up like 3 people doing it as well. Well, what I say is, you remember back in school, this is kind of a millennial thing, so some of you youngins won't remember, but like, it's like a millennial rite of passage to draw that Superman S. I think that's what Ugo was doing there with the Shelly. But is it much to say when we see this team fight go out? We kind of got into this out of the replay, and it was already a foregone conclusion as Vicky Mendoza just ran that team fight there. Immediate kills onto several members, gonna get the ace, and we can see the pathing here is they haven't pinged it, but I know for a fact that at least one part, probably Ivan in the voice comms right now, is like, Baron guys, Baron, we go Baron, we aced, we go Baron. You know, we're only missing Ditzy, it's not a problem, we go Baron. And so they're gonna get it, probably uncontested here. Biwahaya's up in 7, Tuber is up in 5, but has no meaningful way to get there. And with the Yon damage, they shred this thing, you know. Yon, Urgot, they aren't any kind of slouch. the big neutrals, and it's a rough one for sure. So yeah, let's see how this play started. We can see Vicky Mendoza had the first move onto this objective. Darius, again, he's trying to do something here onto Misfortune, but now we see 3 members of Team Zenith get locked up by Curse of the Sad Mummy, and it's kind of a formality from that point. Yon is able to shred them. He's so far ahead right now that if they don't lock him down immediately, he will run these team fights. And with Urgot keep the front line away, you know, he's scaring away the Darius. And Darius's job here is to try and kill the backline, but unfortunately the backline isn't the problem here. Ditsy's 0-6 right now. She's 4k down. If we can flash the total gold for everybody on the team, I wouldn't be surprised if Ditsy's on the lower half of it, because she's had a very hard time getting into this game. And yeah, there we see she has the 4th lowest gold right now in total. 3.8k lower than Poseidon right now. Poseidon is the main threat. They need to send everything they have at him. Obviously, Mogjon and Uguay, they're strong as well right now, but if you look at their builds, they're not the ones that are like a 1v9ing, right? Like, Umumu has opted for the Sunfire Cape and the Thornmail, which personally, I'm not the biggest fan of completing either of those items. They're both not massively cost effective, but I guess considering he's only worried about this Lucian, stacking that armor is not a bad idea. I think he might have been better off in general just going like the Balmy Cinder. To be fair, do you even really need the Balmy Cinder if you're playing Amumu, to be honest? I think he clears really cleanly already. Oh, Culling is going to come out here by Saiyan Sky. Doesn't even really shred anyone too much though. Mundo is here. Mundo is going to get pulled into the meat grinder, although the fear isn't going to land on anyone. And now here comes Yon. Yon is going to go godlike. Double kill easy for him. And that's the 9th kill of the game for Ivan, as they should now be able to crack down on this inhibitor. And we can hear someone's pinging some stuff there. I can hear that's going to be a like Mundo 25 seconds until respawn. Mundo 24 seconds until respawn. That's someone's clicking that. I don't know who they're clicking it for, but I know it's what's happening. Is it kind of looks like this might be game, to be honest with you. I think if Ditsy was here in the base, they would definitely be able to finish this, but it shouldn't be a formality anyway. Gonna be a quick finish there after that really nice team fight, courtesy of Uguay, Poseidon, and Mogjon. So game 1 here of the series taken for Vicky Mendoza. I think there was definitely some positives here for Team Zenith. I think that the game was not a complete wash, but I think that we're gonna need to see a little bit more from the top side of the map, because there was some advantages were just hemorrhaged, right? Like, I think that Yon got to scale completely for free, and we can see how that affected the damage chart adversely, right? He dealt, even though Lucian was insanely strong in that game, he dealt nearly 10k damage more than him in the team fights. Even the Urgot was able to farm so much damage off of Darius and lane, and in the 5v5s it was just really hard for Saiyan Sky to find an angle. He's only 550 range on that Lucian, so he has to skirt that line of kind of dangerous play, right? Like, you know, you want to get in close enough that you can DPS, but not so close that you're going to get jumped on by a Yon, by an Amumu, by an Urgot. And so I think he had a rough one, but they still won lane really hard. And I think if they're gonna win game 2, game 3, game 4, they're gonna have to shore up some weaknesses here on the top side. At least they know for a fact the Yon can't come back, the Urgot can't come back. They don't need to worry about those champions. I think that Yon is one of Poseidon's stronger picks in this tournament so far. We've seen him play it in a fair few games to winning efforts, so well, we'll keep an eye.
For me, you're saying top. I'm saying jungle, because the Mundo was just completely absent throughout the whole game for me. I only saw him gank once. That was in the bot lane, and even then he walked away. He wasn't really involved in the gank at all. Yeah, for me, both the Mundo and the mids were pretty absent. Top, yes, as well. It's all 3 lanes basically. Bot was perfectly fine. But as you said, the short range doesn't help. But I'm just hammering down on Tuba. I'm hammering down on this Mundo. He was non-existent. He did nothing. He just did. Well, you can see the damage dealt right there. He did absolutely nothing that game. There was no ganks, no ganks in the mid, no ganks top. A attempted gank bot, which came up to nothing. Power farming, but power farming to do what exactly? I'm sorry, Chewy, you got to switch on for game 2. just didn't click. If you were there, potentially, you could have been the front line to this Lucian. Who would have been able to maybe carry the game for you, but it just didn't work out. Yeah, that's my opinion. So it's a bit of shots. But
I don't disagree. I was gonna say I don't disagree that I think he could have done better. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus in that sense, though. I think that Mundo is a champion that you don't pick for his ganking prowess. He's not really, you know, you don't pick him because you think he's gonna impact lanes very aggressively. The only lane that he has here that has set up CC is the Lissandra. Like Nami bubble is nice, but I don't know. Well, yeah, I mean, he could have ganked bot, to be fair. Yeah, the Nami bubble was nice. The tidal wave was nice. These are options he could have taken, but he just didn't really find any angles. Like, I noticed a lot of the times he was walking into lanes. Like, he wasn't trying to find, like, ways around to maybe flank, especially for that bot lane, right? I think it might have been a bit hard for him to find angles bot, considering Ditzy and Ozzy were perpetually pushed in. But that wasn't the case mid, you know. We could have seen some action mid for sure.
Well, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. Is that bot was fine. Yeah. Bot was fine. They were doing their shit. You know, he didn't need to go bot. It was mainly, you know, mid isn't doing too well. It's going even, but isn't doing too well. Same as top. Try and impact those lanes. Try and impact, you know, your other damage dealers, because your bot's fine. To then help you push on in the game, to then help in the late game in the team fights, but that didn't happen.
No, fair. But anyway, we should cut into a break here real quick, and we'll get game 2 soon. We'll be back in about 5. because it was. You're like, this guy, I ain't putting you just sit on screen, bro. That's not happening. As if it was some kind of like problematic statement.
No, I just don't need this chat to start.
Hidden Mundo Tech
shit.
Ghost Stride Breaker. Holy moly. I just read the, no, sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat while we're on the break, but yeah. All right, a little recap for those of you who may have just joined us. We are currently in the middle of the semi-finals of the Weenie Hut Junior bracket. So whoever wins this game will go to face Church of Copium Kings in the finals next weekend. Currently, Vicky Mendoza lead the set 1-0. But you know, there were some positives there for Team Zenith for sure. I think their bot lane really performed. And you know what? Yesterday's result, the first, like one thing I like is there's like a little parallel in this bracket where on the left side of the bracket, it's the first seed of Group A versus the third seed of Group A. And on the right hand side of the bracket, it's the first seed of Group B versus the third seed of Group B. And in yesterday's one, which was the Group B semifinals, the third seed won. So Zenith, not all hope is lost, you know. First seeds can be beaten, so we're gonna have to see as we get into the Game 2 draft what alterations can be made here to see whether or not Zenith can kind of pull this one back here, because I think, like I said, that game wasn't like a conclusive like battering. It was one-sided towards the end for sure, but there were positive signs. They won through bot. I think if they have something a little bit more proactive in the jungle, they might have a little bit more kind of, you know, motion in this game. And we have been informed that Tuba has stepped down for this game, so it will be Expert Bogger in for Game 2 onwards. I'm not sure if they're going to change back around for future games. We'll have to see, you know, who knows, but we'll find out when we get through this game. So let's get to Game 2 draft here, see what the changes were. Can see they still opted here, Team Zenith, for red side. So even given the option, they've said we want counter pick, and they've been matched here by Vicky Mendoza doing not the same bans. They let the Jinx through this time because they want to B1 it, which, do you know what? Okay, fair enough. Very strong hyper carry champion, someone who even when you're behind, like we saw Ditzy be in that game, she can, if she participates in a kill, she gets excited, she gets a ton of stats, so she's someone who can still kind of take over the game. So they remove the Kayn away from, I believe, Expert here. Meanwhile, bans for Zenith, they remain with the Anivia, they remain with the Caitlyn, and they have changed the third ban here to Silas.
That's to definitely pick a Malphite.
Yeah. They know they want to pick Malphite, so they keep the they take out that Silas pick. I think I don't know if we've seen Poseidon play the Silas. We've seen Mokjorn play the Silas, but it was in a losing effort against Dagestonian Death Squad. So I don't know if it's so much a threat of the top lane Silas. I don't even know if this Malphite, if we look actually through the picks, it's hard to say if the Malphite was going to be top until R5. So let's just quickly run through this. We can see, so B1 Jinx into the R1 Malphite, R2 Swain. So a very beefy doubling up there. You know, we got Swain as a champion who very annoying to deal with. He's essentially a drain tank where as long as his ultimate is up, he can survive in team fights for a massive amount of time.
But where do you think that Swain is
super difficult? Well, we'll run through the draft here. At this point, I would have said mid, but it looks like holistically, it's probably a bot lane AP carry. But at this point, you know, Vicky Mendoza wouldn't know where it's going unless there's only one player on the Team Zenith side that plays it. So it's hard to say. It could be flexed into 4 roles, literally everywhere but jungle. Swain can be played. And blue side match it with a Ambessa Seraphine pickup. So Ambessa can be put top, can be put mid, can be put jungle. So another really good kind of flexible, versatile pick here. And then Seraphine more than likely in the support pool. I don't believe we've ever seen Aussie play it. It might be more of a pinch, if I'm being honest with you. It might be, Team Zenith might do some bullshit and bring Tuba back in like as a support or an AP carry and let him play the Seraphine. So let's just remove that shit so they can't do that. We're already up a game. We can afford to play suboptimal picks. or like picks we maybe aren't the most well practiced on, just to pinch them away, right? We saw Church of Copium Kings do that to great success yesterday, where in game 1 they put Soot on the MF, which was Lupi's primary AD carry in the game where she was subbed out, so that for the rest of the series she can't play her comfort character because it's already gone. And it didn't matter if Church of Copium Kings won that game or not. They did win it, but it didn't matter if they won it because they had already taken out that person's primary pick, right? And so I could see that being the angle here. We'll have to find out. The R3 pick here is the Senna, which could have been AD carry, could have been support. It looks like once the draft is all said and done, it is support. So we're gonna see Grass Wonder on the Senna. Gonna be probably like an Enchanter Senna build, I imagine, as well, to fit alongside these massive tanks that they have. This gargantuan front line is going to be very difficult to kill. Then we go to R4, where we're going to clear that the Swain is definitely in bot lane here because they pick up the Vex. So Vex is going to be going mid for Biwahaya up against, we don't know at that point, but it does turn out to be the Ambessa. Then we round out the draft here for Vicky Mendoza with the Lilia and the Ornn. So really good stable top lane engage tank. They kind of need the front line here, to be honest with you. And then Lilia is great at shredding tanks. So I think the onus in this game is going to be, can Uguay pull it out the bag? Can he actually carry this game? Because on Lilia, the enemy team don't have a ton of tools to lock her down. They have no point and click CC. So she's going to be able to, if she can keep her passive stacked and get damage going when she gets her like Leandries, when she gets like Rabadon's Death Cap, Cosmic Drive, she will be able to run rings around their front line and shred them. In theory. We have to see if it can actually happen in the game though. Meanwhile, the R5 for Team Zenith, and awkwardly this is kind of ambiguous. It is the Trundle. So Trundle could be jungle here, he could be top lane. It is really hard to say. He could play either. Malphite can also play either. I believe it's confirmed, correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron, that it is Malphite jungle, right?
Yes, it is Malphite jungle.
Yes, so it is Malphite jungle in this sense. So we can talk about the top lane matchup as we get into game. Ornn into Trundle. Is Trundle favored? Ornn is someone who can go safe in lane against anybody. So I think that it's not particularly a terrible matchup for Ornn. But unlike the Urgot and Darius matchup, we should see the lane be kind of free for JLD. I think that, you know, optimal settings right now for Mogjon is to survive the lane and to not die and to probably give up a little bit of a CS lead, but like, you know, that should be like worst settings, like best scenario for him. Meanwhile, if we see focus from Expert in this top lane with the Malphite, they could really expedite Trundle, and Trundle will be able to shred that front line they have. And considering Ornn is the only tank they have, taking him out of the game will make it quite hard for Vicky Mendoza to kind of contest neutral objectives, because they won't be able to face check. Like, just because they are tanky members on Team Zenith, they don't lack damage. Vex is a very strong champion at bursting the 3 squishies that the enemy team have. Trundle will be able to shred Ornn, will be able to take his resistances with Subjugate so that everybody else can shred him. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see an early Abyssal Mask out of Malphite, because most of his damage here is AP, right? Like, he is AP damage, Swain is AP damage, Vex is AP damage. So, and also the only person he should really truly be afraid of in this game is Lilia, who does AP damage. So the Abyssal Mask here I think is mega value if they build it, but we'll find out as we get into game, I'm sure. Gonna be a weird one. Aaron, who do you favor out of these two drafts?
Well, there's engages on both sides of the comp. I hate the Swain. I just hate Swain, and seeing that in the bot lane is
okay.
Is going to be interesting. Yeah, there's both. What? I don't know. I honestly don't know, because yeah, both have really good engages and lockdowns to get, well, to shut down any champion here. I guess it's just who starts the ball first. Who's more proactive? You know, will the fact that Expert has subbed in for Tuber help Team Zenith, or will it stay the same? So we'll have to find out.
Yeah, we'll have to. We will have to. We're gonna keep an eager eye here, and this is also this will be Expert's third game all time. So this MiniLCS is also his first ever MiniLCS. So, and he has 100% win rate right now. So you know, gonna be very interesting to see whether or not he can actually keep that going, you know, keep the run going, because he's 2-0 right now. Let's see if he can make it 3-0. I believe last series in the quarterfinals he played Maokai and Poppy, so showing a very good aptitude for these tanks. Malphite fits that same vein, although looking at the runes, that is not going to be a tanky Malphite. That is going to be a Malignant's first item, maybe full AP Malphite with the Dark Harvest. If we just quickly scout everybody else's runes, I think everyone else is fairly bog standard, so only thing really of note is the Malphite going for the more burst heavy. You know, he's got the Dark Harvest. He's gonna be chilling in the early game though. I think that him and Uguay will clear roughly at the same speed. They're also doing opposite camps here, so another game of Zenith not focusing towards the bot lane here. I believe it may be in their prep that they've said, look man, we don't need to send the jungler bot. Bot lane's gonna win regardless. Saiyan Sky and Grass Wonder cleared It's the Alchemist and Aussie. So we're just gonna focus on trying to impact the lanes that might need help, i.e. the top side. So we'll see if that actually works out for them this game, because obviously last game Tuba did the exact same pathing but wasn't actually able to impact those solo lanes. Good early trading here though from Biwahaya onto Poseidon. The early lane really should be for Vex in this game because it's ranged versus melee without items. You'll note that the Ambassador will probably go for something like go for an early trade here and gets a good little chunk of damage onto the Vex. Ignite was popped as well, so I think Vex might have to leave this lane and TP back in. Just to assure that she doesn't die here, but okay, never mind. It's going to be the solo kill here for Biwahaya. Poseidon went a little too aggressive one too many times and just does not respect the fear from the Vex. And we saw a similar kind of game play out, I believe, in game 2 of Hardstack Helmets versus Dillamond Esports, where some people just do not know like the limits of which Vex kind of can punish you for coming in, especially if you are playing that melee champion. You know, you have to get within range of her W at all times to be able to even think about trading with her. And so the passive, the fear, it's a major issue to deal with for sure. And that's I think for the first time in this series we see Terra is up on Poseidon right now. So he's up in CS, up in gold, got a base off as well here. He's bought most of the parts of his Lost Chapter, but not actually been able to finish it, which is unfortunate on that timing. Meanwhile, we're only getting a null magic mantle here for Poseidon. So he's going to be relying heavily on those base stats to be able to make the difference here for him. And Ambessa's base stats are not anything to scoff at, to be fair, as we see the ball fly out by Uguay. Going to be looking to punish this mid lane. The TP's down, so if they can force Biwahaya out of lane, they will be missing waves to they will be missing waves if they have to base here. Oh, unfortunate that the E from Mogjon's Orn is not actually going to get him any further away, and the Ignite is going to get burnt for Gold Ship, and they're going to get that easy kill off the gank. And it is 3 minutes and 50 seconds in game, and Expert has already had more impact than Tuba did in game 1. My go. Meanwhile, Poseidon takes a bad trade there in the mid lane again, and we're going to see nice little trading here from the blue side onto Grass Wonder. Oh, Dizzy's going to burn the flash, but she doesn't have the actual tools to finish that one. And that's an awkward flash there for Ditzy, because now 5 minutes on the clock, she can be punished. Seraphine does not give her any kind of mobility to get her out of these dangerous situations. So if they push up and Expert makes his way down bot, we can see he's clearing weirdly, to be fair. He cleared bot to top, but now he's starting on his wolves. and going down to Gromp. So I have a feeling he's pathing for a bot lane gank here. Exhaust is gonna come out here courtesy of the center, and look at the Swain just able to stand within melee range of these guys, and he's not even remotely worried. He's gonna land the Q here and gonna be able to get the kill onto Ditzy. Again, she had no flash. She burnt it so aggressively not but a minute ago. And so, unfortunate for him there. And yeah, as the dragon spawns here, we're going to see Expert and Uguay are both around. Uguay is looking, but he's going to go through the goalposts with his E there. He's not going to land anything. Does still kind of walk up into the lane as if he's going to make a difference, but Malphite is just making his presence known in the mid lane here. And hard times for Uguay, I think. Luckily for him though, he does have camps that are up, but again, it looks like both of these junglers are cycling their camps really weirdly, because for some reason Uguay's chickens are down, so he clearly did chickens into bot gank and now is doing Krugs, and then his Gromp isn't up but his wolves are, and it's a confusing one. Gonna keep an eye on the CS numbers to see who actually ekes out in front if they start cycling their camps correctly, but who knows. Right now, at least all of the camps are down for Expert, so he's gonna have about 30 seconds here roughly where he could maybe look for a gank. He isn't quite 6 yet, but we can see on the XP bar that he's close to ult range, so as soon as he gets that unstoppable force, he's gonna be a major problem. Meanwhile, Uguay is pretty much in the same camp. He's about 2 camps off of having 6 himself. So, and oh, the public execution goes wide. Oh, that is a pain that everybody who plays Ambessa knows. The pixels on that one is always been problematic, and now Biwahaya has to hightail it out of here because. Okay, hold up, what is this? The fact that from this point forward, I do like no damage to Ivan from buying 1 MR item and all the damn shields he gets. Yeah, pretty much, bro. I'm assuming he's gonna finish a Hex Drinker and then it's gonna be rough time for you, but at least you have some easy priority targets in Ditzy, who got caught with a flash. The flash shotgun from the Swain, and now they're looking to maybe punish Seraphine, but I don't think they have the facilities for it. And gonna end up being a solo kill here for Poseidon in the mid lane. Gonna be equaling up that gold here as his team are gonna cross map the Drake here. So we got 3 members of Team Zenith on the Drake. Uguay's on his top camps right now, so he is unaware that the Drake is being taken. It's a little late for a first Drake. It's 7.5 minutes, but let's hope that smite there was not indicative of something that might happen later in the game. Because as someone who misses his smites a lot, I know that feeling, bro. And you know, yes, this one was uncontested, but in future contested Drakes, if it lives on 1 HP and Uguay gets to do what he did to Tuber in game 1, it might change the game. Not even just from a perspective of, yes, we didn't get the objective, but tilting, you know? Because we're gonna see Uguay come top here, Subjugate's gonna come out, he nearly kills Ornn. Ornn is ticking on the Ignite with Subjugate still on him, he lives. What were we gonna say, Aaron?
It was a practice smite. He knew.
Practice smite.
He knew the Lilia was in the top side, and so it was like his all safe.
Sure.
You know,
it was just testing his teammates' heart rates, you know.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand. That makes sense. As someone who does the same thing to my team. Same. Don't worry. Although I'm not gonna lie, even my team's eliminated. My smites this season were pretty good.
But they were. There wasn't
petition to remove the day 0 smites.
I think we could do that this time.
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe. We make it 2 bus smites now after that game 1. But yeah, let's take stock of this game as we reach that 10-minute mark. It is a 1k gold lead for Zenith right now. Most of that gold lead is in that bot lane, and we're gonna see Biwahaya again caught out here. He hits the flash immediately, but unfortunately, Ambessa's just too mobile, and she is going to run down the Vex, and it's a rough one for sure. I think that this mid lane for Terra is very hard to handle, right? the Ambessa is someone who kind of just imposes her will on people. And hold up though, because Swain is going to come in here with the ultimate. But look, there is a lot of damage coming out onto him. Exhaust is going to go out onto Ditzy, and Ozzy is in no man's land, by the way. So as soon as they finish this kill onto Ditzy, Seraphine should be sacrificed. Immediate double kill, and that is the 4th kill here for this Swain. He is very, very strong right now. And we're gonna see Lilia show up here, but I don't think there's much Lilia can do right now, and she actually gets yoinked in, loses half their health bar just for being on the same screen as this duo. And gonna land the 2-man E. She does have ult up, she could send them to sleep, but I don't think there's a play to be made here, if I'm being honest. It's just gonna be catch that wave and then get back to farming your camps. But the bot side camps for Uguay are down, so it's gonna be a reset angle, I think. Should, I think, have enough money for his Leandries. Although it seems like he's just gonna walk it back up, which I'm not the biggest fan of, to be honest. I think he genuinely would have been quicker resetting and going to his camps. Now in season 26, your ability to base and get back onto the map is so much higher with home guards that it's rarely ever worth it from a time perspective to actually walk to the other side of the map. Hold up, unstoppable force for the first time this game, and that's going to be the 4th death hit for Ditzy, and it should be another easy double kill here for the bot side. And I think that's going to be okay. They're feeding the kills here onto the Malphite instead. Malphite isn't actually going for what I thought he was, by the way. He has not gone for Malignance here. He's not going AP. He is going Zeke's Convergence first, which is, again, I don't dislike it. It does a very similar thing to Malignance, where it gives you ultimate ability haste. And it's also tank stats as well, which is nice. It's also mega fucking cheap. It's only like 2,200 gold for some of the most cost-effective stats in the game. You get a good chunk of armor, a good chunk of MR, a good chunk of health, 30 ability haste, and an extra kind of AoE slow on top of it when you press R. And we're gonna see Goldship try to 2v1 here. Curse of the Forge God was called out. Sorry, Call of the Forge God, not Curse. And they are eventually gonna kill him, but they burn both flashes to be able to finish off the Trundle. And bot lane here again, just going super hard, and we can see the Swain is super tanky already. Tanks 3 turret shots for the memes, just flashes in on the turret damage reset. Super Mega Death Rocket goes in between the goalposts, and they get away with that. That is criminal. Very well played here by Saiyan Sky and Grass Wonder to punish to the exact limits of their range there and get that 4th kill onto Ditzy and 3rd kill onto Ozzy, I believe. And they're happy with that one for sure. I think the only real issue they're gonna have, the only thorn in their side here, is gonna be this Ambessa. But I will say I have worries because Ambessa is not the best at shredding tanks. She's also, it looks like, not building a cleaver as well. She's probably going Hexdrinker next, I think. I mean, we see the Eclipse come out, so obviously the extra shielding, the extra lethality is all great, but she's probably needs a cleaver if she's going to be able to kill the Ornn, to be able to kill the Trundle and the Swing, right? And so in this replay, yeah, we're gonna see it's really hard for Goldship to play this one. He doesn't have flash anymore, so they're gonna be able to just run him down. We're gonna see the flashes in tandem there to secure that one. Senna ult did come out, but it was milliseconds too late. And then on the bot lane play, this one is again just we can see Malphite's top side, so this is just a straight up 2v2. Seraphine lands the multi-man ult, but it is not actually helpful, and then she gets caught by the root, and it's just kind of curtains for her from that point onwards. And yeah, very much hard for the bot lane here of Vicky Mendoza to even really play into this Swain. The Swain is just a monster, and there we go. I think this is going to be an easy kill for this for the Swain again. And he's got a fully stacked Darksteel at this point. He could go Medjay's if he wanted to, and it's super hard. Super hard for their bot lane to play. And I was gonna say the Enchanter pickup here for Ozzy as well, I think, is maybe not best suited to her playstyle. And we spoke at length about, we spoke in the draft of Game 1 about how the way that Vicky Mendoza has been designed, like the logic behind the drafting of the players that they did was that the bot lane is supposed to try and survive as best it can, and the bot lane, or the support at least, is trying to roam. But we're going to see that Unstoppable Force come out, and that's going to be 4th death here for Aussie, and it is a rough time here. They're not getting to roam, they're not getting to help the solo lanes, and yeah, super hard, super hard. Gonna see a solo kill here come out for Poseidon again. He's super happy with that one, and it's crazy just how much difference that one null magic mantle made for Poseidon, to be honest. Like, that's, what is it, maybe like 10 MR, right? I think a null magic mantle is 10 MR. Let's have a look. Null magic mantle. It is, sorry, it's 20 MR for like 400 gold. And what can you do? Like, after the 20 MR is bought, and like even with Ludens having been finished, like it just feels like Biwahaya has no kill pressure on him anymore. That early laning phase, he had tons of kill pressure and he got first blood on him, I believe. But like after that point, it's just been really hard. And we're gonna see Gold Ship here getting cut up again by Mogjon and by Uguay. And that's, I think, the 3rd time we've seen that happen this game. Expert is around, but there's nothing for him to really gain here in this top side, and he's trying to maybe punish the Ornn, but Ornn is able to E out, and not much else can happen there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we're gonna see Seraphine land the route, sorry, not Seraphine, Senna land the route onto Seraphine. And they've moved their bot lane mid here after getting that tier 1 bot turret, so they're gonna look to try and take some more big fights with this Swain. Call of the Forge God is going to come out, but Saiyan Sky is going to finish off Lilia before the Forge God can even land. And now Swain turns his attention onto Jinx, who is in the middle of nowhere, to be honest with you. She was miles away from her team. And nice fear here by Biwahaya might have kept him alive for a second longer, but with a flash out of Poseidon, the side lane is just rough right now. And we're going to get tier 1 turret surely for Team Zenith here. They are commandingly in the lead still, but yeah, this Ambessa is going to be a thorn in their side for sure. Very hard to deal with. But we'll be interested to see what he builds. He didn't actually go for the Hex Drinker, he's gone for the Merc Treads, which obviously as a mid laner, he gets the T3 one with the extra magic shielding. So that's going to be invaluable to him in these, not only in his side laning against Vex, but if he ever does opt into the team fights eventually, you know, the extra magic shielding will be invaluable against the Swain and the Malphite to a lesser extent as well. Malphite's build right now is not really a damage-based build. It's just, I need to ult as much as humanly possible, so I'm going to do that. But look, even with the Merc Treads, you know, just with the clips, he's able to try and take the 1v1 to the Trundle, and in that short exchange, it worked out for him. But once Subjugate comes down, what can you do? Is super rough there, and that's, I think that would have been a shutdown if they were above in gold, but because they're not, it's just going to be the 300 over to Gold Ship. But you know what, considering how rough of a laning phase Gold Ship had, that 300 gold is invaluable to him. He's got his Ravenous Hydra, he's got his Berserker's Greaves as well, so he's gone for attack speed. He's not looking to be beefy in these team fights. He's looking to just take straight up auto attack trades and try and like chomp people down. And we're seeing here, he's getting kited out a little bit by Uguay, and he should die here. And I think that might be the cost of business there for going for that kind of full damage build. If he had something a little bit beefier, I think he might have been okay. He also, in my opinion, desperately needs something that gives him some movement speed. He needs like a Dead Man's Plate or a Force of Nature or a something. Because right now, if he is going to play these side lanes 24/7, he is going to fail to catch Uguay all the time. Whereas if he has that Dead Man's Plate or if he has that Force of Nature, like, his ability to chase down the Lilia will be a little bit better. And also just to get onto priority targets in general. We can see, I don't like the role reversal here in lane assignments for Vicky Mendoza either. Having Mogjon fight the Vex is allowing the Vex to get back in the game. Meanwhile, Poseidon is in here and he's trying his hardest. He was on top of Senna, but like there's just nothing for him to get. That is a 9th kill here onto Saiyan Sky, who is now legendary. And while we have Uguay and Mog chasing down the Vex, the Fear is going to scare off the Lilia. And now Biwahaya is back in the safety of his own side of the map, so he's going to walk out. No real problem there for him. And yeah, I really think they need to get Poseidon back in these side lanes. They need to get him back up against the Vex because he was farming Vex. Swain is such a repulsive champ to play against. I mean, it's working out for them right now, you know? He's on his second item right now. He's about to base and probably finish Hextech Alternator. I imagine we're gonna see what he gets when he hits that base at some point. And I saw someone in the Twitch chat say that him going Lost Chapter item instead of a Fairy Charm is not the correct play, but I don't know if you get to say that, Sai. I've never seen your Swain do this. I've never seen your Swain pop off 9-0 and 4. I don't know. Chapati Tech might not be the play. It might be Saiyan Sky Tech right now. He's 9.7. He's 2,000 gold above the next person in this game. And you try to tell me he's building wrong. I don't know, man. History is written by the victor, and right now, Saiyan Sky looks like he's winning. So, man, look at that damage chart as well, man. Oh, the 3.7k from Ditzy is so harsh. He's had a really hard game here. It reminds me again similarly to the series yesterday that Jinx had against Zac and Tristana, where it's like, I'm a squishy 80 carry who was picked B1 and have no mobility and not much peel in my team comp. Enemy team says, we're picking an entire comp to make your life hell. And then, you know, how do you play? How does one, how can win, right? It's super rough. Wait, replay that Rift Police game that Swain bot got cocked in scrims. Ditzy doing the tuber cosplay. Damn. I was saying it was a loopy cosplay, but we'll see. Okay, Goldship is about to get himself a solo kill onto Poseidon. And this is what I was saying with, I think they need to change these lane assignments, because I think that had that been Ornn in the bot lane, mirror or matching Goldship, no one would die, right? And Poseidon will be able to get some stuff done against this Vex, but unfortunately they're doing it the other way around, and with the pure damage build that the Trundle's got and his ability to 1v1 with Subjugate, it's just rough. He is ahead by a significant margin, but he just can't fight Trundle. Trundle's just an unfair champion against most AD champs. Chomp removes your AD, Subjugate removes your resistances, and then he just has tons of attack speed and tons of AD himself. And we're going to see the engage here on the Unstoppable Force. It's going to lock up two members of Vicky Mendoza. They're going to be able to kill Uguay, who has been dead for the second time this game. We're going to see Vicky Mendoza hit on the bot side, though. They're going to try and do their own retaliation play. They do get the center. Goldship should also die here. He is just not tanky right now, so... He was also sitting on a ton of gold, I believe, because he was on that Vamp Scepter and Dagger for a minute. So we're going to see, now that he's dead, what he spends that gold on. Because I actually, off the top of my head, don't know what Vamp Scepter... It's surely not Blade of the Ruin King, right? The enemy team is not tanky enough to warrant a Blade of the Ruin King for this Trundle, but we'll see, because those are the only...
yeah, I
was a Blade of the Ruin King!
Yeah. With the fact that it was a Vamp Scepter and there was a Dagger, yeah. Blade of the Ruin.
Yeah. Unlucky. I would have much preferred a Triforce here. I think Triforce is a lot more like utilitarian option. Yeah, Blade of the Ruin King is just like, if he was on blue side against the red side team, then oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, I just don't know. And yeah, we're gonna see this play here that happens around this top tier one. Nice one-man ultimate there from the Seraphine to lock up the center. I believe she had a shutdown on her as well. She was 1-0 and 10 at the time, and then they're able to quickly pick up the retaliation kill there onto Goldship. But yeah, we're going for like a lifesteal maxing build here on the Trundle, which I think works wonders against Mogjon in isolation, and I think it works wonders against Poseidon in isolation. But when we find ourselves in 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, or 5v5, he's so squishy for a Trundle.
Yeah, and also if he is split pushing, I don't know why he doesn't go for the Hullbreaker. You know, if your current job right now is just side lane push, get tower, just get at least a Hullbreaker for that bit of tankiness, bit of quicker clear off the turret, instead of the blades. But we'll see. They're currently winning.
Yeah, no, they've got a decent gold lead here, courtesy mostly of that bot lane. But yeah, they are. Oh, they're death pushing. Good play by Mog there to throw the Q into the bush to make sure that nobody just blinds it. It's one of the nice things about playing the Ornn is that he doesn't, even though he is beefy enough to, you know, face check, he doesn't have to. You can always throw your Q into the bush instead. And I appreciate the happy affiliate anniversary there, Dopey. My goat. I didn't know that was a thing, by the way. I just joined the stream yesterday and it gave us that prompt.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. What does it mean? Give us something, Twitch. I don't need you to tell me it's our affiliate anniversary. Oh, hold up. 2-man Unstoppable Force is going to come out. Call of the Forge God is going to come as well in response. But it is kind of still looking very Zenith favored. Look at the low health bars here on the blue side right now. Going to be a double kill for Saiyan Sky, and he's going to keep his ult up as he just goes straight into Oogway. Oogway went into the wrong part of town there. Quadra kill here for the Swain. Swain, you stole it, Gold Ship JLD, you bastard. It was a penta for the Swain, and you just stole it from him. But the gold lead is ballooned here, and that is nearly 10k for Team Zenith. And we can see the pings have come out there. You can hear the little clicks. They're not hitting the on my way ping, but in the same way we saw in game 1, game 2, here it's on Team Zenith. They're in the comms saying, do we Baron, guys? Do we Baron? Unfortunately, without a main AD carry, they don't actually have the damage to do it cleanly.
If you want to report infesting that penta, you can do that.
Yeah. Submit a ticket. Fine. Submit a ticket, guys.
We'll sort that out.
If you want to report JLD for stealing a penta, just please submit a ticket. Oh my god. So yeah, let's break down this play. So we see Vicky Mendoza start the dragon. There's a little bit of an onus on them to try and take it away because they are behind. Very clean unstoppable force from darkness there from the Malphite. Locks up 2 members and they try to run away, but there's nowhere for them to really go. And then from that point onwards, Vicky Mendoza are just in a fight they don't want to take. I think that Lilia shouldn't have gone back in there. I think it was a lost cause, and yeah, eventually the entire team is just forfeit for the Swain right now, who is 14-0-6. You can see after nearly getting a penta, he is finally committed to buying the Magi Soul Stealer. I think it's we are fully in win more territory now, where he's just like, yeah man, I'm unkillable, bro. I'm like 3 levels up on the enemy AD carry. I'm basically on solo laner XP right now, and yeah, they can't touch me even if they want to. The only person who could maybe hurt me is the Mbessa, and I literally have exhaust, so good luck with that one, Poseidon. And yeah, with the Zhonya's completed as well, we've got Zhonya's, we've got Leandries, we've got the Rylai's as well. It's very, very difficult to get around this Swain. If he is in the team fight, good luck kiting him. If you think you can burst him, he presses Zhonya's and he heals through the Zhonya's, because his ultimate doesn't stop while he's in Zhonya's. So even though you can't touch him, he will touch you. And Public Execution is going to come out here onto Biwa Haya. Fear is going to come out under turret, and they have to actually fall back off the play. Nice ultimate from Senna is actually able to give him a little bit of space, but oh, hold up, Vex went way too deep there. She was on way too little HP. I think the play is still overall a good thing here, though. It looks like Swain still staying on his ultimate, but Swain is nearly about to die. He's gonna pop the Zhonya's here, but his team aren't really around, and this should be a major shutdown for them. Gonna get 1,000 gold onto the Jinx, and that will hopefully bring her back into the game. And they're gonna walk it out here. Senna is on the side lane right now, just split pushing though, which is an interesting choice, to be honest. I think with the Diadem and the Moonstone Renewer, her ability to split push is severely reduced, but they at least crash that wave into the bot lane, get a little something for their team losing the play up top side. But yeah, it genuinely was that Medjai's curse for sure. As soon as he bought the Medjai, it's got 0 extra stacks and immediately dies, reducing the Medjai stacks to 0. So unfortunate there for Saiyan Sky. We're going to see how that play breaks down as, yeah, Swain walks straight in, immediate ult. We see Vex tries to join the fray. dies before she gets the opportunity to really do much, and Bessa's gonna walk out here with all of her dashes, and look at all of the free DPS that Swain is taking. Oh, by the time most people are out of the play. Oh, hold up. Oh, whoa. Okay, so Goldship has just gotten a kill onto the Seraphine. We got 2 members of Vicky Mendoza here, while there are 4 members of Team Zenith ready to try and contest this Baron. Uguay is trying his hardest to kill Grass Wonder right now, but again, he's not that ahead, so he's struggling. They do actually finish it. Ultimate's gonna land here by Vex, but Vex has got 10 HP! What can she do? But here comes Swain. Swain is in the fray right now. Uguay is trying his hardest to get out, but he is not going to be able to do much right now. And Swain, while not really doing much damage in the fight, just his presence there alone kind of sowed discord for Vicky Mendoza. There was not much. Once he was present, they were like, yeah, cool, game's unwinnable. Run away! And then, yeah, the team fight just went towards Zenith there. And, you know, while they were at 10k gold up a few minutes ago, they're still resoundingly in the lead, even if they have lost a little bit of it. Goldship here, gonna take a ton of damage. He is gonna get shut down, and that's a nice kill hit onto the Seraphine. I want to mention the Trundle build. I don't like it. He has built Vandal Pipes as a 3rd item, which I think in a team where you're playing with an attack speed carry, so if it wasn't Swain, if Jinx was on his team, then I'm like, yeah, I fuck with it, because he applies Vandal Pipes really easily. But him and Malphite are kind of the only people that really, Malphite, and to a lesser extent Senna, are the only people who care about the attack speed. Vex doesn't care, Swain doesn't care. And so, unless you feel like the 30% attack speed that comes off of Vandal Pipes is worth it exclusively for Trundle, I think any other tank item that would have made him survive a little bit longer in these fights could have been better. Or again, something that gave him more consistent move speed. Like a Deadman's Plate, right? I know that the Vandal Pipes build on Trundle has been popular as a support option for a good little while, but hold up, we're gonna have a 4v5 here. Although Trundle is in the fray now, he lands the pillar, and we're gonna see Ornn go in. I think that's a kill here for Swain. At least one's gonna go down. Low health bars here for the blue side. Trundle is trying to keep himself alive here, just trying to whack people down, and that is gonna be a net positive here for Team Zenith, although their health bars are low. One Uguay Q just eviscerated their health bars, and now Mobjorn is the last man standing for Vicky Mendoza. He takes a turret shot for no reason, and Goldship is going to leave that team fight with a triple kill. Maybe I shouldn't talk shit about the Vandal Pipes build, because he just popped off in that team fight. And they have a wave here. No one is up for at least 10 seconds. They're going to be able to get at least this inhibitor. They may push for more because they know the only people alive are the bot lane. And right now, that's 4 and 17 as a scoreline respectively between that bot. They are going to push here for the game. We'll see if they can finish it off right now. We're gonna see the Seraphine is here. Unstoppable Force is gonna clip Ditzy on the side, and they just have to sit in the fountain as Zenith are gonna equal the series up. 1-1 right now between Vicky Mendoza and Team Zenith. Stark difference from yesterday's semifinal, no?
Oh, complete stark difference. We got a series on our hands. Doesn't look like a complete wash.
Hell yeah. Oh, but yeah, GG, 2 Team Zenith winning game 2 there. I think fairly commandingly. The Swain was a monster in that game. I think the Malphite did a ton of work. I think the Trundle build was interesting. His damage numbers are there, but you know, that kind of makes sense considering he spends his entire game wailing on the Ornn, right? Like top lane, the damage stats are always inflated. I do want to say that I felt like the Lilia was underwhelming, but when we look at post-game stats, obviously the Lilia had most damage on their team. So I think it's one of those ones where it's like she was doing a ton, but it was just not visible because they couldn't finish the kills. So
I do have to know
kind of a results-based situation.
That Trundle damage a lot of it came late game. It was a lot smaller. It was those last few team fights where he actually started to kick in gear.
Yeah. Well, that kind of makes sense because I think for most of the early game, he you know, we would catch him in side lanes getting 2v1'd, and he was too squishy that he couldn't survive for long. But in those late game fights, he wasn't the primary target. Like they were aiming for Swain, who was obviously the primary damage threat. So he gets to sit on the backline. He lays down the W. He starts wailing on people with Q, and yeah, he's gonna stack up 6-7k damage per fight probably. Just based purely on the fact that he's, again, mainly hitting tanky targets, and he is shredding them with Blade of the Ruin King, with Ravenous Hydra, with the attack speed off of Bandle Pipes, you know, like he's got his Berserker's Greaves as well, so... Oh my god, Sai, relax, bro, fucking hell. Well, it's like, these two numbers are illegal now, because every time someone says 6 or 7, like, people turn into...
I'm gonna need to start just alter the Twitch chat so that the moment someone puts 6-7, it instantly puts into
like
a
auto
moderator.
mode.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you might have to, honestly. Yeah. All right, but anyway, let's get things on the road for Game 3. Let's get ourselves to a quick break. 5 minutes on the clock, and we will see you for draft of Game 3 in 5. Bam. Let's get out of here. We made it back. We got at least 2 more games of this, boys. It's time. Game 3 draft. Let's get it. I'm ready. Let's get straight into it.
Let's get straight into it. Okay.
Let's get straight into it. Here we go. Huge. All right. So I'm not going to lie. As soon as I see a Soraka pick, I get a little bit of PTSD from that Cyberpunk and Zenith drafts from game 2. But let's see. Oh shit. Hey. There's the the Soraka in question is in the chat. I'm like, oh, hello. That's crazy timing right there. But yeah,
well,
so
again, Vicky Mendoza's are going blue side. So it's 3 games in a row. Team Zenith get the red.
This time they've opted for it. Yeah.
Again with these Garen bans, I don't understand this Garen ban.
Well, they've moved the Garen ban into the stage 1. Maybe it's just a pick that JLD doesn't want to face. I believe that. Let me check the stats. One sec. I don't remember if we have seen Garen courtesy of Uguay before. Sorry, not Uguay, courtesy of Mogjon. We have. So in Team Zenith versus Vicky Mendoza, game 1. So in their group stage, in their group stage, we had them face off, and Mogjon did play the Garen. He was 6-1-12, so yeah, he won lane really hard on the champion. Shit. And Goldship was playing the Jax, so I guess if they had intention to pick Jax at the beginning of the draft, they've just kind of decided, do you know what, let's get the Garen out of here because I don't want to face that shit again. Which, do you know what, fair enough, dude.
Garen into Zahen?
Zahen, yeah. Well, it would be Jax into Zahen, yeah. So let's run down the draft as it stands. So we'll do it pick by pick to see how maybe the logic was being played. So we have B1 Veigar. Veigar is a champion that by this point I think Poseidon has played 1 time. He won in that 1 time. He won very hard in that 1 game as well. So fairly safe pick for them on that B1. It's a champion that has massive amounts of zone control. Then we go R1 with the Mel. So this is a champion that we've seen Biwa Haya play fairly well since the rework as well. So we're gonna have to see how that one goes. And they follow it up with the R2 Ezreal. So R2 Ezreal, I don't really like the Ezreal for Saiyan Sky. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that the champion is not someone who can hard carry the game. He's kind of a secondary carry champion. Like, you know, you want someone else on the team who can actually drop that fat DPS. I think that he's not the best option, especially since they've blinded it as well. I think that he's not someone you can counter very easily, but like in late game team fights, he's going to struggle to get out the consistent DPS. Although, yeah, that is a good point there. Ezreal is just the only AD carry that can escape the Veigar cage, yeah. So I guess that's his ability to blink out of it with Arcane Shift is kind of, I guess that's valuable, but like I'm still not super into it, to be honest with you. Then they're gonna match it with Zahen and Sivir. So the Zahen here looks like at this point it could go jungle, it could go top.
Look, I'll quickly interrupt you there, right? Look, chat. We know where these are all going. Okay, we run this thing. We've seen the back edge, right? We know this is where these are going, right? Yeah. But we have to bring up the illusion for you, okay? So shut the fuck up, right? And let us spit. Let us just say our thing, okay? God.
You're breaking kayfabe right now, bro. I'm dead.
All right, so. Is it going top? Or is it going jungle? I don't know.
As I was saying, bro, as I was saying, at this point in the draft, Zenith definitely don't know where it's going. So they, yeah, it could be top, it could be jungle. I would say to lean towards the idea that it would have been top because we have never seen Uguay play Zahen. It hasn't been something that we've seen in his pool very, like, he doesn't even play champions like it, like Aatrox. He's mainly on these kind of more like again like AP carry AP carry junglers or like engaged tanks. So Zahen is a little bit more of a bruiser, a little bit more of a kind of like late game super kind of big team fighting DPS threat. So I'd say that kind of leans more towards Mogjon's pool. They also pick up the Sivir here, who I think is a great kind of passive pickup for Ditzy if it is Ditzy in the AD carry role here. Obviously they can role swap here, which as we see the rest of the draft, I do think is what's happened. So the Sivir is a super safe pick. It's someone that you can just farm waves with. It's, you know, she's very hard to punish if you play consistently safe. Then we look at the R3 Karma here as well. Karma Ezreal is a great poke bot lane. There's currently no one at the point of picking Karma in this draft. There was nobody available to build a Serpent's Fang as well. So her shielding is going to be really problematic for them to deal with. She's going to make it that much harder for them to kill the Mel, to kill the Ezreal, to kill the champs that are going to get picked later. We looked at the stage 2 bans and we could see Neferi and Nautilus are taken out by Zenith, who I believe are both support bans. So Ozzy has played the Neferi support, not in officials, but I have been informed of it. And then we see the Maokai and the Olaf being taken away from Vicky Mendoza there. So that's one targeted ban at Expert, one targeted ban at JLD. Also, the Olaf ban makes a lot of sense considering he is one of the few champions who can run through the Veigar cage and get just straight onto Veigar. So, you know, makes a ton of sense there. We 100% get that. Then we are for the Jax here for, I believe, will be JLD. It could have been a flex pick, to be fair, but seeing how the draft has played out, they're going to take that. Then here is where the spice comes, because it is a Vladimir pick. So for those of you who know the team on Vicky Mendoza, obviously it's Master Uguay is Vladimir one trick, traditionally in mid lane, has been kind of, he was only allowed to play in this Weenie Hut bracket under the understanding he never played mid lane. So we know that Vladimir is definitely going top, and it's almost certainly going to be Uguay, because I don't think we've seen Mogjon play any games on the Vladimir in officials. So I'm not sure if it's in his pool. It doesn't really fit the character of his playstyle, which is again is more of a weak side type. So it looks like they're going to be flexing roles here. They're going to send Zahen with Zahen in the jungle for Mogjon, and Vladimir in the top lane for Uguay, and then they're going to finish out the, what I'm going to call the mega healing package here with a Soraka. So, you know, Zahen, Vladimir, Soraka, they love all of the healing that's going on right now. They essentially, between the three of them, are going to have about 4 fucking health bars. So it's, yeah, it's going to be interesting for them for sure. And then to round out the Zenith draft here, they have picked, I think I see the angle of like, oh, Veigar and Soraka and Sivir are super squishy, and Vladimir is quite squishy in the early game. Pick an assassin who can obliterate them. But I don't think the rest of the draft is really kind of benefiting the Kiana, you know? And again, knowing Expert's champion pool a little bit, is seeing all the stuff he's picked in officials has been tanks. The Kiana seems quite uncharacteristic, but I mean, he had a really good performance last game. We're going to see if he can translate it to a performance here on the Kiana. What were you going to say, Aaron?
No, Expert saying in the chat he wanted Pantheon. Why didn't you take the Pantheon?
I think the Pantheon could have cooked, to be honest with you, yeah. I think Pantheon, you build in full lethality here. He does a lot of the same stuff that Kiana does in terms of jumping onto targets. As long as you have flash up, you can flash W Veigar, you can flash W Soraka. If you know the spell shield is down, you can flash W the Sivir. And once you do that, your team should be able to just kill that target. Like, I think Pantheon is fine in this draft. Or yeah, alternatively, you could have taken the Jax jungle and gotten a top laner that could deal with the Vlad as well. That's also an option suggested by current finalist Mahaswara. He has descended upon the Twitch chat to impart his wisdom. I'm fucking with you.
Well, we saw his Yorick top lane, man. That was a stomp. Guy comes in for one game out of the whole tournament.
Yeah, for real.
Rolls it.
Senta had to disappear midway through game 3, and he was like, you know, the Thanos gift where it's like, I'll do it myself. You hear him with that, bro. I was like, God damn.
It's the dog's wisdom, understandable. But yeah, sweet. All right, I think we're ready to go into game 4, game 3. Let's see how this one's gonna go. Are we not? No? There we go. Let's go. I think this might be the first Kiana game in Weenie Hut, by the way, as well. Let me have a look. Let's have a look. Kiana. Yeah, it is. It is the first Kiana game in Weenie Hut Junior for Winter Open 2026. Let's see how Expert can do. The 100% win rate in 3 games jungler. Looking to put his team on the back for this game. I'm going to see he's got the Electrocute here for his runes, which makes a ton of sense. I think it's probably best in set for Kiana, to be honest. She can't really abuse Conqueror or any other of the precision runes, to be honest with you, because she wants short trades. And I don't think Dark Harvest is great either, to be honest with you, nor would like a Phase Rush or anything like that. In this particular comp, I think Electrocute makes the most sense. We look at the top lane, we can see it's Airy versus Grasp. I don't like the Grasp here for the Jax either. I think he's going to struggle to proc it. It is ranged versus melee, so he's maybe... I mean, we can see he's getting good damage out here in the early game, although we see the confidence from Oogway is going to just immediately pop the Ghost and take a really strong trade against Goldship. Both summoners are down here, and with Mogjon pathing bot to top, we might be able to see a first blood here in the top lane in the next 2 to 3 minutes, because the Zahen will be able to come in. His setup CC is not great, not gonna lie, but you know, if he can land the hook and pull him in, like he hits the yoink, then you know, could be a cook. Vicky Mendoza's bot lane is giving such skinny, cute, and petite girlies. Ugh. There's 10 points for things I didn't think I'd say in 2026. But most of their summoners have been burnt, although we didn't actually see what it was they burnt them on, so I don't think it was quite caught on. But the early poke here from Saiyan Sky and Grass Wonder doing wonders in this bot lane for sure. They've also got the little CS lead going as well, which is nice for them. Is lethal tempo on Ezreal the norm nowadays? I've seen it a couple times. Well, hold up though. It looks like Goldship is about to get forced out of lane here. He doesn't have any sums, he doesn't have any pots left, so he's gonna have to think about falling back here. And I think you have to question, was the Jax taking Ignite the right call as well? Because now when he gets forced out of lane by this Vladimir, he's not really... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's gonna come back at a level disadvantage. He's already down a level and he's getting killed in this wave right now. If that Vlad can get 1 Q off here, I think it's a kill. He's just out of range for it. And yeah, once he gets forced out of this lane, he's gonna have to walk back, and when he walks back, he's losing waves. And so it's a rough time for him for sure. And Oogway takes a turret shot there, which is not the best, but I still think the lane is commandingly in lead right now for this Vladimir. And I would like to say Vladimir scales better as well, in my opinion. So I think it's a rough time for sure, and we're gonna see Grass Wonder and Saiyan Sky run up into this bot lane here. They get a good chunk of damage here onto Ozzy. We're gonna commit the flash, get the first blood here for Ezreal, but Kiana is running up the rear here. She's looking to maybe get involved, but she's gonna share some damage there off the turret shots and walk out. Oh, hold up. That's going to be a kill here for Goldship. I look away at the Twitch chat for 2 seconds to see what was said about the draft, and then when I look back, somehow Oogway got caught in the Counter-Strike and just didn't have ball, or was stunned up for so long he couldn't actually use it.
No, he used it. And that is going to be a...
Oh, he used it before. Okay, so yeah, he just caught with his pants down a little bit, and that's actually really big for the Jax right now. He now has the gold lead, even though he is 10 CS down. He's going to be able to get a free base here. I think that the wave should bounce back towards him here, if I remember correctly. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, the pool gets popped there. Immediately Ignite goes down. He's just in turret range, and because of his E popping, he had taken turret aggro as well. So
Yeah, unfortunate misplay there by Uguay. And it's going to allow Jax to get a free base. He gets the phage, so he's going to have a little bit more movement, which is going to allow him to get on top of this Vladimir a little bit easier now, right? Meanwhile, Vladimir has gone for the double amp tome, so that is... It means he's going to hurt a lot more, but in terms of survivability, it doesn't really change too much. I do believe from his passive, he gets some number of HP equal to a percentage of his AP, so he is getting a little bit of extra stats off of these amp tomes, but whether or not it's a massive amount, I couldn't actually tell you. I think it might be negligible. No, hold up, Zahen is here though, and I think Goldship is, you know, he's without flash. There's not much he can really do here. He knows he's not getting out, so he commits to the fight with his ultimate, and I think he's still gonna go down. He's giving it a good kind of effort against Zahen, but there's not too much for them to get out of that one.
Well,
and,
this just helps Signal to go for a dive in the bot or take that jungle, which not jungle, dragon.
Yeah, although I mean, no, I don't think they can. You know, they could move, but with the bot wave being pushed in, like Saiyan Sky has to choose whether or not he wants to help with the Drake or if he wants to get his wave, right? And like Vicky Mendoza's bot lane aren't giving them any time to actually shove the wave in for free. Like Sivir is trying to trade, Soraka's being there, they're making their presence known. So we're gonna see Biwahaya join for the Drake now, but at this point, Zahen is already on the map, so Zahen could have contested if he wanted to, but it looks like he's gone for the crab, and then he's going to clear from top to bot, although I don't see why his wolves aren't up. It's, again, it's a weird cycling. But, oh, okay, he's looking actually to see if he can find some stuff to counter jungle. He knows where the enemy jungler is, and is deciding, oh, well, let's have a look at your topside camps, let's see what we can poach from you. And I don't know if he saw there that the red buff came up. He did jump the wall as it spawned, and it's gonna quickly be a take there of that red buff. Meanwhile, Kiana is on her bot side camp, so she is none the wiser right now that her stuff is being stolen. And oh, Veigar went in with a flash there to try and catch the Mel with her pants down, but she does actually get out. And I want to commend Biwahaya for doing a fairly good job in this game of keeping himself even with Poseidon. I think considering how the first two games have gone, this is a better showing for him in terms of the early game anyway. And we're gonna see Goldship here get killed topside. Second death of the game for him. 2 kills are accelerating this Vladimir quite large. I missed a Q in the middle of the combo, would have been a kill. Damn, bro, if you want to bait out that you're bad, that's your call. I was just trying to glaze him. Like, you want to be like, nah, bro, he's a dog and he only lived because I'm a dog. Like, that's just not great commentary. What can I say? I want to be a force for positivity in this world, bro. Like, Jesus, so much fucking too many critiques in his Twitch chat today, you know. Everybody's a hater.
No, you have to remember, this is Weenie Hut, people, alright? You're all shit as it is, so, you know, don't get too ahead of yourself, alright?
Holy. I'm not gonna lie, it's the joy is not lost on me that, like, arguably the lowest MMR player in Weenie Hut is the person saying that. But yeah, that's just really fun. They're gonna see the ultimate come out here by Zahen to bridge a little bit of distance, gets himself away from these 3 members of Team Zenith. They're gonna take control of that pit there for the grubs, and not too bad. What do you mean, you people?
I know I'm one of you, yeah? And I'm fine with it.
One of us. Bro, low-key, I miss playing in Weenie Hut, man. Last season, the Weenie Hut Junior Bracket was fun. This season, I was sweating, dude. Some of those games in Hardstock it was so hard. And Goldship is gonna catch Master Uguay out, and that was a very interesting trade. I don't know why Vladimir thought he had that one there, but with the W, the extra damage that Goldship gets off of the extra auto attacks there, you know, ultimate's passive and W just extra damage just caught him a little bit unawares, and it's a rough one. No, sure, for sure, Panda. That's what I'm saying. I said you were doing good. It was fucking, what's his name? It was Ivan.
Because I was saying that it wasn't good. Don't blame me. I'm literally saying I think you did well in this game so far. You know, like your team's win cons are Saiyan Sky and Grass Wonder popping off, and like in game 2, I think you did good at the early game, and in game 1, I think game 1 was rough because the Yone got to kind of live for free. And in the early game of this one, I think you've been doing all right too. Until you just got caught by that ultimate, I think you're doing all right, man. But yeah, anyway, as we were saying, game is equal right now, so it is 1.1k in the lead here for the bot lane, which has been kind of the tradition here in this game, I think. And the top and the top and jungle are 300 apiece for Vicky Mendoza, whereas it's about 800 for the mid lane. So we're seeing the difference of that kill. I think about 2 plates, I think, as well for the Veigar is the difference. And he is sitting on his Luden's, it is Luden's Echo now, right? It was Luden's companion for a long time, and I never remember. I think when they changed the logo back at the beginning of this season, they made it look Echo again.
Oh, I didn't even know it changed.
Yeah, because you remember it was like a shot. Oh no, it was like a rifle, right?
Yeah.
It was Luden's companion, and it looked like it kind of looked like Caitlyn's weapon. And basing on a ward, but was it even their ward?
No.
Now that I look at it, I think that was a red ward. Yeah, so that was just a predict there by Mogsean to know exactly where JLD was gonna base. I think maybe he was just looking for some camps to potentially counter jungle, and kind of just goes, stray jacks, yoink, I'll take that. And you know, with the completed Triforce for himself as well, that's gonna be really good for him. Can we just flash total gold real quick? I want to see how, I mean, JLD's down on CS right now. Yeah, that's the one. Because yeah, I was thinking like, it surprises me that Mogsean had finished his Triforce, but JLD hadn't. I'm guessing it's partially because he bought the boots, because obviously the boots that Zahen got are his magical boots from his runes. So that's, you know, honestly, it bores me a little bit. I'm about to go on a tangent about jungle. It bores me a little bit that every jungler these days, or like almost every jungler, is like they need inspiration as their secondary rune set to get those magical boots, because the free 300 gold boots is so valuable. Ooh, 3-man arcane barrage is going to come out. Blue team are going to secure the Drake, as we see Qiyana did try to go in for the steal, but she just didn't actually get the land on the smite. They are still going to sacrifice the Zahen here to finish it, although he's still alive. Okay, there we go. Okay, for a second there, I was a little bit worried that they weren't going to get that, but they got it. They got it especially onto the Ezreal, so Ezreal is now 2k up. Ezreal's also pretty close to finishing his Triforce here. I imagine he's got the money in his pocket right now. Just needs to base and actually get it. And what was that? I may not do much on Qiyana, but not once did I tilt. Fair. It's the true iron mental there, you know. He's when I say iron mental, I don't mean as in the mental of an iron player. I mean as in like strong mental, you know, like it's unmovable mental.
No, you're iron.
I should use a different word. I should use a different word from iron. I realize that that's the now I'm giving Aaron a fucking purchase the flame. No, that wasn't my intention, bro. That wasn't my intention. This guy's just, he's mean-spirited, you know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sai knows what I'm talking about. Iron mental versus, in inverted commas, iron mental. But yeah, okay, let's see how this play went down. So we can see that it was Vicky Mendoza starting the Drake, but they're weirdly separated. Like, they can't really actually enter the pit because Qiyana's Supreme Display of, oh my god, what is the name of it? Supreme Display of Dominance, I think it's called, or something? Or no, it's a Supreme Display of Talent, or Skill, or something? I can't remember. There are too many ability names in this game. But she, you know, the threat of that kept their entire team outside of the Dragon Pit, which made that whole thing really rough for them. And they do get the Drake, but they have to sacrifice Mogsean at the end of it. And here we can see Qiyana gonna flash in, try her best to get something onto the Vlad, but just in range of the turret means that she's gonna go down, and she's 0-1 right now on the Qiyana. And then Karma here trading with Mogsean on the Zahen, but not much is going to come of it. She's kind of floating here in this mid lane area to try and keep the
keep this Mel from dying, but Mel is super low now, and if she eats one more spell, she is going to go down, which is what happens. 1 and 4 right now is Terra Panda. Got that Hextech Alternator going into what I imagine might be Shadow Flame as the next item. Maybe, mayhaps. We will find out. You know, they got the Blackfire Torch, which is giving them a ton of mana. It's giving them a little bit of tank shred as well for the Mogjon. Somebody, I think we can see Karma has the anti-heal, which I think is super good. But we haven't really had any major team fights for her to distribute that Grievous wounds yet. So we'll see. Hold up. Ezreal Karma sounds good, but why did they not have Soraka mid? They don't know about the cyberpunk tech. They don't know the CP tech. I'm telling you. The 0% win rate CP tech. It's Soraka special. Alright, we'll break down this replay here real quick. We see Jax and Kiana. They take a ton of damage from the Vladimir. Vladimir's on first item already, so he is pretty strong. And yeah, just a little bit of an overcommit there by Expert. Gonna get himself caught. Not much else he can really do there. And then in this is just a clean solo kill. As soon as they know that the Karma is gone, she's finished her base. Poseidon knows that he can punish here, and he sees the animation coming out from the Mel and is like, yeah, cool, this W's landing. And is able to finish that one off there. And now I think he's got a significant lead here in the mid lane. Oh. And that is mega depressing. Oh, I'm sorry to see that for Terra right there. The TP, obviously, it makes it predictable where you're gonna land, and so when the cage is down, you can land the entire Veigar combo. And yeah, as quick as he got out on the map, he's back by the fountain. Looking at the gray screen right now, and that gold lead for that mid laner is going to continue to balloon here. Veigar is 2.5k up, so...
Right, where are the mods in chat, huh? They need to stop
Where are the mods?
Yeah.
I have no idea, dude. That's a good question.
I don't even know when you said 6-7.
Me? I didn't. Ozzy, someone said 6-pack, and then Ozzy said 6-7-pack, and that's just where it went. Hey, there's Misko. Misko, the next person that says 6-7, time him out. Get him out of here with that brain rot. Although, hold up, the Veigar flash Q immediately kills Kiana. And this game is now starting to feel like a bit of a formality, because the problem here with the Zenith draft is like they don't have meaningful engage tools and they don't have meaningful frontline. JLD on this Jax is the closest thing to a frontliner they have, and he cannot eat any damage meaningfully. He's on a Triforce and a Doran shield. Like, even in the 1v1 right now against this Vladimir, he is just getting chunked out. He's gonna lose eventually. He does actually win. Okay, never mind. That's my goat right there. He came in hard with that one, and okay. For a second, it looked like that was gonna be int, because if the turret didn't die, he was gonna miss his opportunity to hit the T2. But Jax winning that 1v1 is big for him. We need to see some extra defensive stats come out, as we're gonna see Poseidon just catch Mel on a side lane once again and kill her. And I think this is really a hard lane for this Mel right now. She is having such a hard time as a... What am I saying? Sai Sharp, man, 68 -1. Bro, I'm trying to cast the game. I don't need your autism in the chat right now. This guy. I'm trying to focus on the game and you're being special right now. Unbelievable. Yeah, he also can't do math, Ozzy. It's been proven. All right, let me focus on the game. I need to let me hide the chat right now. These guys are dead. They're distracting me. How dare they distract me? I'll come back to it in like 10 minutes.
let's talk about the game. It's 3.7k gold lead right now for Vicky Mendoza, but I'm not going to lie, it feels worse just because most of that gold right now is on that Veigar, and when your win con right now is Ezreal, Veigar will pop him like a zit. Like, he's not, you know, yes, you can arcane shift out of the cage, but as long as Veigar has the ability to get within range of you, he is going to be able to one-shot this Ezreal. So, and with a 3-level mid diff as well right now, you know, Poseidon level 15, Mel is only level 12. Like, he's so accelerated that it's going to be so hard for them to deal with it in the rest of this game. And I struggle to see where they're going to find angles, to be honest with you. Yeah, the damage kind of speaks volumes. The Vladimir is doing a lot of good work in the top lane, although I will say that Jax has fought valiantly against it. I felt like it was going to be worse than it has been. Good flash there by the Mel to keep herself safe here. And not too bad at all. Hey, yo, Misko actually timed him out. That's what I love that. Good shit, good shit. It's like he's complaining about it in general chat. All right, and now I need to disturb my fucking Discord because you people keep yapping. Oh, unbelievable. But yeah, all right. Wait, Aaron, how are you feeling about this game so far? What's if you're in the shoes of Team Zenith, how do we get back into this game? Because the gold lead is not. The gold lead is big, but it's not like, you know, like unreachable. Like they could swing it back. How do they do that?
It's, for me, it's well, I don't think we've seen them grouped up yet. Oh, as Ezreal's been caught out by the Veigar cage and Dot comes out.
Yeah, once the ult lands, it's kind of curtains for him there. Nothing he could really do. Even arcane shifts away, but the ability is point and click, so obviously the trajectory just follows him.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, sometimes when there's those abilities and someone throws it onto someone as they're about to base, and then as they actually finish their base, and they, like, you know, the projectile will follow them from where they were when they based all the way to the base. Like, you can. Like, my favorite one to see is the one where it's like a Soraka auto attack, or Karthus auto attack, because they're like, the animation is so fucking slow that watching it go all the way from like the middle of the map back to the fountain.
Did that Ezreal flash? Tried to flash out.
No, he used his flash like a minute and a half ago or something. So I think he used flash when the play happened where Poseidon solo killed him. But okay, they're trying onto this Vladimir here. They've got two members, although Jax is taking a ton of damage. His Hex Drinker has been triggered, and he's gonna go down while Vladimir stays in the pool. And this is where I think the Vladimir is going to take over a little bit. He's 3k gold in the lead right now. They keep committing resources to try and get him out, to choke him out of the game, because Jax is one of the more ahead people on Zenith right now. But Vladimir is a very slippery guy, and as we can see here, Saiyan Sky's trying his best to get some damage out here onto the Sivir. But Sivir isn't even a priority target right now, and so, you know, he fails to kill him and dies for his troubles. As Drake is up, and it will be soul point for Vicky Mendoza, as this game is starting to feel a bit kind of a formality, you know. I think that the gold lead is growing. I think that the blue side draft scales better. I think that they're gonna FF. That is mental. That is, if that game is technically the shortest Weenie Hut bracket game of the season because they FF'd, I'm gonna be tilted. If that game is the shortest Weenie Hut bracket game, I don't think I'm gonna count that because they FF'd with like 7 turrets still up. Like,
do you know what? A bit like, I was looking at the stats before the game and I'm like, huh? What? I don't understand what happened here. Now I understand. The FF happened. And
I mean,
because
all
of
right,
that,
let me...
Blue Bottle doesn't understand what has happened, so this is going to be fun.
Oh, what post-game stats aren't going to work because they FF'd while so much stuff was still up?
No, it's worked. It's just the times it doesn't understand what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Nice. Oh yeah, it says game time 0000 fair. But all the rest of the stats are there, and yeah, I do want to say I think commendable effort by JOD up against Uguay's literal fucking one trick. I think he played the early lane. It wasn't clean, but like he didn't get super far behind, and then it was just unfortunate that towards the end of the game, they just couldn't catch him anymore. You know, like he's got caught. He had Rabadon's death cap. He's got pull. He's he's super slippery, and also he hurts a ton while you're chasing him. Like to try and hit him, you need to be within range of his abilities, and it's just harsh.
For me,
I think
they just didn't. There wasn't like at any point where Team Zenith were grouped together to work kind of as a team. It was always small, like single skirmishes or 2v1s on the side. Where like before the FF, you were saying, how would they come back to it? Like, what would you do? So, like, for me, it would be trying to group up and pick off a target. You know, pick off someone with a big lot of gold. Like, well, the Veigar is the main target, really. I think he had 700 shutdown gold. Then
yeah, he would have, yeah.
Because. Well, I think, are these stats correct? The Sivir didn't die at all? Just 2 assists?
Oh. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I think she died. I'm pretty sure her and Soraka died at least once, no?
No, she didn't. She was 104. She didn't die at all, and also wasn't that much in the game, I would say. Oh, wow. Yeah, those stats skew this, and that FF really does put a wrench in the works.
Yeah, no, for sure. What I want to say, I think, is, do we think the FF was based purely to save mental? Was it like, oh, this game is unwinnable, and the more we lose it, the more mental we'll lose, so we want to stock up for the next game because it's match point? Or do we think it was mental is already just completely fucking gone, and we want this over as quickly as humanly possible? Let's get to game 4 so we can just like wrap it. Because if it's the latter, then I guess we already know who the next finalist is. But if it's the former, then like, while I don't respect the decision to FF, I'm like, do you know what? We get into game 4 if we can get a winning draft, because I do kind of think this game was lost in draft. I think that they drafted no meaningful frontline. They drafted no like great damage threats either. I think again Ezreal is a safe pick, but he's not the kind of champion you want on your star carry on Saiyan Sky to actually kind of carry the game. I think that Jax did well considering, but because he got counterpicked and then they couldn't even flex it into the jungle, it was kind of a hard time. I think the Kiana had a really hard time getting into the game. I mean, we saw like a couple good players with the supreme display of talent, but outside of that, it was pretty rough going. So I think, yeah, we run the game 4, we see how the draft goes for game 4, we'll make some decisions based on that, I guess. I'm also being informed that Tuber is subbing back in for game 4, so he has come to save his team in that final hour. And we'll find out how that one's gonna go in about 5 minutes when we come back from the break. Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Aggressive people in the Twitch chat. It's time for match point. Vicky, Mendoza lead the series 2-1 right now, and I think considering it was a 23-minute FF, Team Zenith on the ropes. No, I think it's going to be an interesting game 4, regardless of what happens. But we have been informed that they are bringing back Tuba into the fray. So Expert is being subbed out. Well, I feel his performance in games 2 and 3 was not the sole. Well, in game 2, I think he did really well. In game 3, I don't think he was the sole reason they lost. I think it was a little bit of a draft diff. I think that it was kind of hard for him to get anything going in that game. So unfortunate for him, his undefeated streak in MiniLCS does end up with a loss, but 3-1 is not a bad record by any stretch of the imagination, especially considering it was all in playoffs. But for what could be Team Zenith's, final hurrah, if they can't pull it back here, bring it to a game 5, Tuba decided he needs to be in there. How many subs for Jack to do the 6-7 hand thingy on cam? Bro, like 5 gifted, I'll do it. I don't mind. I'll only do it under the understanding that Sai does not clip me doing it like he clipped me trying to shoot myself during, I can't remember what game it was. But it was a game where we were on broadcast. Yeah, was it Wednesday?
No, Thursday.
Thursday? I can't remember what the context even was. I just remember something happened on stream and I was just there like fucking, and then he fucking gifted me this dog.
I think it was the champ selected. I think it was the champ select. I can't
remember myself either. I wouldn't worry about it, but it was that fuck ass horse game. Probably.
I know.
It was when Zenith won quarterfinals and I was dying because we had to play the fucking trailer. Yeah. Oh, dude, are we obligated to do that again if they win here?
No comment.
If we're obligated to do that, I'm not gonna lie. Swift Vicky Mendoza finals run, please, I beg. Without further ado, let's get the draft up here for game 4. I need to see what these teams are cooking before these guys start gifting subs and getting me doing a fucking hand gesture. All right, let's see. What's the breakdown here? So we're gonna see the Twitch taken away. They take away the set again, so 2 of the 3 bans remain the same. They leave up the 3rd ban, of whom I cannot remember who it was, wasn't it? No, they changed the 3rd ban each time because they took the Jinx in game 2, so the 3rd ban last game was different. So they take out the Akali here, give their AD carry a little bit of extra safety in this game. Meanwhile, we can see Zenith have taken away the Garen again, they've taken away the Anivia again, and they've taken away the Caitlyn again. So 3. I'm surprised they haven't diversified the bot lane bans, because like they've won bot lane every game. So are we really that afraid of the Ditzy Caitlyn when we've kind of beaten her convincingly in all 3 games so far? I would imagine that you would be better off banning away something from the mid laner, right? Something from Poseidon, because Poseidon in this series has been running the show, to be honest.
Especially the last game of the Vegas, so definitely
for sure.
Should have been more of a ban on that mid lane.
No, but I mean, they commit to the same bans for all games, and I think obviously it worked for them in game 2, so there's a chance it could still work for them here. We have B1 Ashe, so throwing Ditzy on the Ashe here, safe champion, very good kind of starting fights, but they don't need to be the primary source of DPS. You can play them as more of a supportive champion. Then we see R1, R2 be Tristana and Leona, so really good response in the bot lane here for punishing this Ashe. Being able to Zenith Blade rocket jump on top of her, she has no mobility options to really disengage. She has no way to get away from them at all, so if they can get on top of Ditzy in this game, it's going to be brutal. Meanwhile, B2, B3 is going to be Gwen and Ahri here, so picking up 2 AP champions here for your mid and jungle. Don't believe we have seen Poseidon on the Ahri, so I wonder if there's some role swap shenanigans going on here again. And the Gwen for Uguay, it's a good tank shredder, but the enemy team have not picked any tanks yet. I guess they can be rest assured, knowing that Tuber is in the jungle, that it is probably going to be a tank jungler. We do know he likes the Shyvana, but I mean, I think in comp, Shyvana is maybe not the best pick. She spends so much time farming and trying to like stack drakes and like solo objectives on her own that she's not someone who brings a lot of actual firepower to the team fights. But it is Weenie Hut Jr. bracket, so who knows? Weenie Hut Jr. is a place where I think, you know, some of those kind of comp rules can be thrown out of the window. You can get players in this bracket.
Game 5.
You think he's holding it for game 5? Maybe.
I think he's holding it for game 5.
Yeah. That's valid, yeah, fair. Then rounding out the first stage, we have the Zyra here, which is going to be mid again. We've seen Biwahaya pull this out. He pulled it out a few times. I think he pulled it once in group stage, once in quarterfinals. So very strong kind of ranged zone control mage here for him. He's not gonna play to win lane against Poseidon. He's now playing to kind of just help make space for this Tristana to be able to carry the game. For sure. And we hit those stage 2 bans. We see the Neferi support ban again, which I guess, and the Kayle ban here away from, I believe, Mogjon. Meanwhile, we get tandem top bans for the blue side. They take out Olaf again, not letting JLD get that, and they take out the Mordekaiser as well because they want to remove someone being able to just get removed from the map here. So say if Ashe does get fed, or if Ahri or Gwen get fed, the Mordekaiser obviously can just take them to Death Realm and then mean, oh, your entire gold lead is irrelevant, right? Because if they had the Mordekaiser, for example, in some of the other games where it was literally almost all the gold just on Poseidon, it would be we would be playing a different game, you know. So I like that pick. I like that ban there. I think that's good. We're going to see Sejuani picked up as the R4 pick here, and then B4 B5 here is a Poppy pickup, which I'm going to believe is in the support role here. For Aussie, first Poppy game of the tournament for her as well, so be interesting to see how she plays on it. I think that it fits the roaming playstyle that the team have kind of manifested with the draft that they did, you know, like they picking so many strong topsiders, having a champion like Poppy who's happy to kind of, she gets Deadman's Plate and she's just off to the races. She runs around and, you know, stuns people up against walls and knocks them up with her hammer and whatnot. I think it fits that very well. I think it's also monstrous against the enemy team. She, with Steadfast Presence, she can bounce 3 of the 4 team members before the last pick was picked. So Tristana Rocket Jump, boing. Zenith Blade off of Leona, boing. Q from Sejuani, fucking boing. Like, what could you do? And then they even R5 the Volibear here, which is also, his Q is considered a dash, so also boing. Like, what can you do? So the value here is really huge. But what I do want to say is, obviously in some of the other brackets like Hardstuck and Sweatlord, we have seen times where Poppy is picked as like, oh, she's Omega in this draft, like she's Thanos. No one, they all have dashes. But if the enemy team plays correctly around it, they only block 1 dash and then the rest of the team roll up, you know. Notably, I remember, I think a BBL versus Charmed and Dangerous draft where they had like Kai'Sa, Jarvan, Camille, and like Nautilus or something, I think. And so it was like, yes, we have the Poppy. Poppy presses W and blocks like the Nautilus hook because he throws in and then gets boinged off. And then Steadfast Presence is done, and we get Flag and Drag and Camille E and Kai'Sa ult, and you still die, they all still got in, you just blocked 1 guy. Like, if the team stagger their engage, Steadfast Presence is not great. And then the Tahm Kench top, I think this also might be the first Tahm Kench of the tournament. Let's have a look.
Is it? I'm sure I played against the Tahm Kench top.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't see any on the stat sheet, so either we haven't updated the stat sheet with this.
To be fair, it could have been ranked up. I could be confusing the two.
Yeah, it could be. To be fair, the last game we have on the stat sheet right now is the quarterfinal Rift Police and Church of Copium Kings game, so the stat sheet is not 100% up to date, but I do think it is the first Tahm Kench we've had in the tournament so far, or at least in the Weenie Hut bracket. So an interesting pickup here, something that is safe. It looks like they're putting all eggs into this Ashe, to be honest, because I think Ahri isn't someone who can 1v9. She's gonna land charms on priority targets and then allow for Gwen and Ashe to be able to deal the damage, whichever one of Uguay or Ditzy gets fed. And Tom is kind of there to be a frontliner, to eat a lot of damage. You know, he has essentially 2 health bars, and then if someone gets in danger, he can always just eat them and give them a massive shield and walk them out of any danger. So I don't think it's a pick they've picked for lane here, although his laning is quite strong. And then Volibear here should have a free lane up against Tahm Kench. I don't think Tahm Kench has kill threat on him. As long as you don't get hit by W, I think it's a safe lane. And then the Volibear is going to be looking to run the side lanes for this game, I imagine. Who have you got money on for this game out of the 2?
Sorry about that. I had to take a quick phone call.
Oh, okay. I was saying, who of the 2 of them, who are we feeling?
Well, I don't like this volley into Tam. Like, I don't like volley playing top lane, but Tam is actually, I would say, easy to counter if you pick the right champ, and I don't think volley is the right champ. I am siding a bit more with Vicky Mendoza's comp, purely because the champions are well, 3 of the champions are hotter than Team Zenith.
Fucking pristine analysis. Fuck it. 60% of the team is shaggable, so win. What the fuck is that?
No. No, I think well, what you've been saying about the whole draft in general, there is quite a lot of lockdown. There's the counter of the Poppy against 3, arguably 4 of their champs, and yeah, it is all for this Ashe to do. Yeah, no, it is valid. See, chats with me, Jack. You know.
Yeah, Miss goes with you. Yeah. He also wants me to do the 6-7 emote if we get 5 gifted, so...
Well, we still haven't got those 5
that's the guy you want to be on the side.
Not...
Yeah,
so
exactly. I ain't doing it until them coins are in our account, you know. That's wrong. I know I played Tom at least once this season. The way that might have been in Fearless when I was top. Yeah, probably. But anyway, before these guys keep talking about these gifted subs, I agree that I think that the blue draft is better if Ashe or Gwen get fed, but if they don't, I think they're gonna have a problem killing things. I think that Leona and Sejuani and Volibear are both they're gonna be pretty beefy. We're gonna need to lock down the Volibear, especially if he gets ahead on the Tahm. And I think that his lane should be free. I don't think that Tahm Kench is too threatening to him. Because for Tom to be able to lock him down, he needs to hit him 3 times before hitting him with the tongue lash. So, you know, in that space of time, you know, Volibear has loads of time to set up his W, to set up his E, to be able to stack up his passive before he's even in threat of being stunned. So, you know, I think that the lane should be, if it's played like equally, I think the Volibear comes out on top. I think the mid lane is kind of a wash. I don't know whether or not the Ahri can kill the Zyra. I think Zyra has to miss position for the Ahri to kill her. I think the bot lane is favored for the red side if it is still Ditzy and Aussie on the bot lane, because Saiyan Sky and Grass Wonder have done really good work on this entire series so far. And so oh, hold up. Yo, what the hell? Whoa. Not like this. Don't make me... Wait, what do you mean 1 more sub? I only see 2 subs. I said 5, bro. Count. I said 5. 5 minus 2. That's 3 left. Oh, what the hell? Ah, no. I cut to the game. Cut to the game.
Oh, there's another one.
Oh, many mistakes have been made. Why do I say things? Why do I do this to myself? Why do I make promises I don't want to keep? you know? Oh. And you know what's worse as well is I know for a fact this is getting clipped. Even though I expressly said not to clip it, it's getting clipped.
Well, it's done.
Alright. What am I supposed to? I don't even. Oh, fuck you, man! Why are you gonna bring me up to the fucking. Alright. Where's it? It's like this, right? Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's it.
No.
I think that's it.
Am I done? Am I done?
I think.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I want to kill myself. Let's get into this game, bro. Let's get a series over with. I've made enough shame. I'm not saying it. I got told to emote. Fucking sick.
Oh, shit.
Oh, for a second, I thought you were about to make me say it, Aaron. I was about to be upset, bro. You brought it back. You brought the fucking screen back. It's like, look, the people demand their thing.
I got distracted with the 6-7 that I forgot to cut.
I cry, bro. A man is not allowed to have any shame in this day and age. Let's have a look at runes real quick. Let's see what the situation is here. We got Grasp of the Undying for the Volibear, I think is interesting. I would have personally gone lethal tempo because I think you're going to get a lot of time to wail on this Tahm Kench, whereas Grasp is like, oh, I'm going to be a tank and I'm going to be beefy. But I mean, it would depend on the build he wants to go. If he's going to go for Dusk and Dawn, then I still feel like it's better for lethal tempo in this lane. We have Aftershock and Conqueror in the jungle, which again is fairly bog standard. We've Arcane Comet for the Zyra, so she's going to be looking to try and poke down with Q, and Electrocute for Ditzy. Oh, it is Ditzy mid in this game. They have role swapped again. Oh, so Ditzy is on the Ahri, and they have put Poseidon on the Ashe, so they're putting their premier carry in that mid lane onto the AD here with intention to try and win out the bot lane. So very much a different style here. We'll be interested to see how Saiyan Sky and Grass Wonder deal with Poseidon and Aussie as opposed to Ditzy and Aussie. But
just a reminder to everyone, even though we are in game 4, as some people don't know, the rules do state that this is totally legal. After game 1, you can swap. You can roll swap. So this roll swap will be interesting, as you said, putting the main carry off Team Zenith in the bot to accelerate this Ashe. So we'll see how it goes.
I can already see I have 4 notifications on Discord, I swear to God. These people have definitely pinged me with a gif of the thing I told them not to gif. The things I do for us to get Twitch subs, bro. Oh, hold up. Steadfast Presence is going to come out and catch the rocket jump and the Zenith blade. So very effective is that Poppy W there. And I don't like this dive. What's this level 3 dive, JLD? No. Oh, so over aggressive by the Volibear, and he is gonna get killed. Killed by his own hubris more so than by the Tahm Kench there, as we're going to see the rocket jump come out here onto Poseidon again. Going to get the reset on it as well, so he has the rocket jump to get out, but I think that Leona might be a little bit caught out here. She has not got the facilities to get away. And gonna be a free kill there onto Aussie right now, so she's happy to see that one for sure. And good awareness as well by Uguay, who he actually gave up the camps to be able to get that. So we could see that while Tuba had no impact there in any lanes, he did get the double crab. So he's left some XP and gold on the board there to make sure he could get his bot lane ahead. So it's usually the other way around, I'm not gonna lie. Usually the Sejuani would be the one trying to make plays on the map, and it would be the Gwen being like, I'll passively hyper farm until 1 item. Yeah. But yeah, Volibear here just, I think maybe it's the stress of the match point in the series, you know? It's like, oh, if we lose this game, I'm going home. So we got to make something happen here and just overplay your hand a bit. And yeah, it was a good start off play here for Saiyan Sky and Grass Wonder, but just not tracking where Uguay could be is it costs them at least the Leona's life, and they had to lose sums as well on Grass Wonder as well. So for the next few minutes, Leona's not going to be able to be as aggressive as she would like. Oh, hold up, good little trade here by Volibear. Gonna be happy to get that. Even though he did give over the kill, he's still up in CS right now and equal in XP pretty much. Actually, he's a little bit up on XP, to be fair. So the lane is still handily his right now, even if Tom was kind of gift wrapped, given 400 gold for a hubristic dive. But those who know, I didn't watch the draft. But how you get Poppy into this team? Oh, I see. It was B4 Poppy, so they let it through. Yeah, they got it on 4-5. Yeah. AA is pretty illegal though. I agree. It's gonna be dangerous if, again, I think that Team Zenith can play through it. Like, it's not unplayable if you can stagger your dashes, but as we've seen about 3 or 4 times in this bot lane right now, like Zenith played into rocket jump is we've not been staggering it, and so the steadfast presence has stopped both. And okay, we do it now though, and this is the kind of stuff we want to see. Tristana though takes more damage than she would like. I think that Ashe got to stack her Q on the wave before that play really started, and that's not when you want to jump onto Ashe. Ashe is very strong with her Q active. So hard time for them, especially with the item disadvantage as well. We can see that Ashe already has the pickaxe, so she has more AD. So even with the pressure of the rocket jump and the explosive satchel, I guess, or the explosive cask? No, explosive cask is Gragas. Ultimate gonna come out here by both parties here in the top lane. And as long as Volibear stays out of this turret range, I think he should still be fine. We're gonna see him start to, he hits the minions to try and keep his passive up. But what's up? What are we laughing about?
Sorry, I just looked at the Clips channel on our Discord.
Oh,
yeah, sorry.
Oh no. I can already see that Lewis is fucking... Lewis has clipped it and put it in the chat, so I'm like, yay. Pain and suffering. It's alright. Unlucky. I'm gonna say the mid lane, I think that Ditsy's been doing okay considering she's massively off-roll. From my understanding, I think she only really plays AD carry, so putting her here in the mid lane has put her at a severe disadvantage because it's not a role that she really plays. She's up against someone who plays that role pretty much all the time, and she's only down about 20 CS, so it's only about 300 gold difference right now. I think she's holding the fort well here right now, and not too bad, but everything else right now is pretty chill. We're only at 500 gold between the two teams. Most of that gold is actually just on Tom Kench, to be honest with you. Otherwise, everybody else is pretty equal. I do want to say that Tuba is farming rings around Uguay right now. Okay, here we go. Rocket Charge is going to come in. Gonna land the Crystalline Enchanted Arrow though, and with the E here for the Poppy is gonna lock down Tristana. And very clean gameplay there by Aussie to get that second kill of the game for herself. Doing supremely well here on this Poppy. And looks like we might have some action here on the top side though. It was a 1.1k gold lead for Vicky Mendoza, but none of that gold is really present here as Ditsy's gonna get caught and she's immediately dead. And now they have the man advantage. They should just have free reign onto these grubs, but they're kind of playing it slow for some reason. Zyra is only at half HP, so she's maybe a little bit worried about being in this play, but that's getting submitted to the Clips contest. Oh my days. Rejected. But that's going to be Void Grubs collected here for Zenith. I don't think it's as good as first Drake in this game because they do not have a dedicated split pusher. Volibear can, but Volibear really wants to be in those 5v5s in my opinion, where he's getting the most damage off of his AoE spells. Being able to hit multiple people with his passive, being able to hit multiple people with his E as well. And if you keep him in the side lane up against this Tahm Kench, I think he wins, but I don't think it's impressive. Like I don't think it's how they win, I should say. I don't think it's impressive. I don't think that's the correct wording. Yeah, don't worry, bro. I'm not looking at MiniLCS General right now. What I'm looking at is Poseidon's whiffed Enchanted Crystalline Arrow right there. It's basically melee range, but unfortunately did not quite connect onto Saiyan Sky. And we know notably that Grass Wonder has actually left the bot lane here, so unlucky for him that not gonna have his support with him right now. She looks like she's trying to roam around the map here, see if they can find some stuff with the jungler. They are moving as a 2-man unit, but I don't know if this is really a timer for that roam, because as we can see, Poppy and Ashe are hammering down on this bot turret. And they have Oogway hovering as well. There was probably comms for a dive, but as soon as they saw that Tuba and Grass Wonder were pathing down, they changed their mind about it. And you know what? Fair enough, I think. And we see the Tunneler is going to come out here for Poppy. They have Hex Optics already completed for the Ashe, so Ashe is very accelerated right now. Hex Optics is a very cheap first item rush for most AD carries, so, and the build path is pretty okay. Like, it's one of the things that has occurred with AD carries for years is that their build paths with their items have been pretty atrocious. Having to always wait for a BF sword, or in later seasons a Noon Quiver, has been a death knell for a lot of AD carries, but Hex Optics is both cheap with a good build path and it's very cost effective, and so it's been a very kind of good breath of fresh air for AD carries that can use it. It also fills the same kind of slot that Collector did, but without having to waste time with the oh, hold up. I'm gonna see the Tristana tries to go in, but she just doesn't really have the facilities for it, and we're gonna see the hammer was being held there by Poppy, end up sending Leona miles away, and then Poseidon's able to just finish off the Tristana. And this bot lane is quickly becoming out of control for the blue side. Well, it was 1.5k in the lead. Oh, see the Q come in. Okay, out comes the Glacial Prison there, but onto the wrong target is Tuba. And now they're gonna just run him down with the fully stacked Q here for the Ashe. Just gonna Q out, and there was a solo kill in the top lane, yes, but we didn't actually see it. We might catch it on replays. And I
was gonna say it was a misplay from the Tristana there. She didn't hold her jump until after the Poppy's W faded away, which caused her to be stunned, and then
oh, hold up. Unlucky Grass Wonder there, just caught by the Poppy. That's the third kill of the game for her as well. Blue side get they get the dragon for free as well. Gonna see the Needleworks come out onto Zyra, and Zyra's gonna die because of the flash here from Gwen, and that's gonna be an easy second kill for Gwen. And this game is spiraling at this point. I think that Gwen, she's equal now in gold because of the 2 kills versus the Sejuani, but Sejuani has opted in for the Sunfire Cape first, which I think is a bad idea. I think that if you're playing a champion like Sejuani these days, your best bet is to just go for the Balmy Cinder, because it gives you all the clear speed that you need, but like Sunfire Cape isn't super cost effective.
W's up. Tristana should have waited just like
if she waited half a second longer, yeah, I think literally half a second, then it would have been fine. But yeah, this Poppy is putting in work right now. As we get, oh shit, someone in the Twitch chat. First message ever is Holy Poppy Carry. My god. Then yeah, let's see how this goes out for Mogjon, because yeah, Volibear here, he's got 2 of the 3 stacks. If he eats 1 more hit, then he's gonna get stunned. He's gonna eat the Q there. The tongue lash comes out. He throws out his ignite as well. So it looks like Volibear really wants to fight, but then he just gets caught with the Q. Oh, just gets lapped to the mouth. No homo. And free kill there for Mogjon. And you okay, Aaron? Oh no, Saiyan Sky tries it again, but just the steadfast presence in this game has been mental. Honestly. The Poppy performance here from Aussie has been stellar, and it's been so hard for Saiyan Sky and Cross Wonder to get anything achieved in this game. Like, as soon as they walk up, she just immediately hits it with a perfectly timed steadfast presence, and you just can't even play. And we can see Grass Wonder is chilling here as if this is something she might be able to do, but unfortunately, without anyone there to help, Leona is pretty useless here, and you know, steadfast presence is up, so you can't go in. And yes, we're seeing here, I think, a little bit of a draft diff, to be honest, because I think that the Poppy being up against this draft is, it's proving really difficult for Zenith to deal with. So and even still, she's got 1.7k gold on herself right now. She's even gone for the damage build, by the way. I was saying that she should go Deadman's Play into roaming, right? But instead, she's actually gone straight for the Sundered Sky, and we're gonna see a gank here from Tuba, and they do finish off the kill despite Ditsy's best efforts to fly out. She pops Spirit Rush and Flash to try and get the escape going, but yeah, the Zyra damage was just a little too much. And as we wrap up after a little bit of 15 minutes in this game, we can see it is nearly 4k in lead for Vicky Mendoza, who are not going to contest this Herald take. So gonna see 3 members, 4 if we want to include Leona on the side here, pushing for this Herald. They're gonna collect it. And we see some pings come out here for maybe going on to Tom Kench. So Sejuani is on the side there. She's on the way if Tom does get baited into coming, but she's looking like she's going for the wave. She doesn't want the fight here, apparently. Ooh, the arrow is going to land onto Zyra, and Zyra should die here. If Ari can land the charm, Ari lands it. Easy kill there. Ditsy's going to get her first kill on the board. All 3 kills so far is from me. 1 that Tuba did steal, though. That's why you're the GOAT, Terra. That's my GOAT right there. 2, 2, and 1 on the Zyra right now. The only lane with a gold lead right now on your team as well. For sure, doing your best efforts right now to try and keep your team in the game, as it is a 4.5k gold lead. But this Poseidon Ash Tech is really strong. Uguay as well is being mega aggressive, just up in the enemy's guts here, just fighting in their jungle, trying his best to get as much as he can. That is going to be a consumed there by Tom Kench to keep this Volibear out of the fight. Uguay misses the Q though. Probably could have killed Tuber if he aimed it at him, but he went for the Volibear and even still didn't actually hit him. But here come Ash and Poppy, who I think are the star performers of this game thus far. And I'm even for the record. Wait, what? I don't know what that means, Tuba. That was treason number 1. You hit Ari with 1 Q and got the steal. Oh, okay. These guys are bickering about who deserved the kill. You guys can dispute that if you want. I don't really mind. That's up to you guys. But let's have a look at these builds real quick. Let's see what people are doing, what people are going. We've got Dusk and Dawn on the Gwen. We've got Dusk and Dawn on the Volibear, so those are normal. We've got Heartsteel completed for this Tom Kench, and a little bit of magic resist as well to help him with that magic damage coming out of Gold Ship's Volibear. 2 items completed for the Tuba on the Sedge, so he's gone for the Sunfire Cape into the oh, hold up. Let's see this play here. We're going to see the Zenith, the Solar Flare come out from the Leona, but they don't choose to go in. You know, Poppy is there. Poppy has steadfast presence. They're going to get Drake here completely uncontested. 4 members of Team Zenith are nearby, but there is not much else they can do. So let's get back to talking about builds. Tuba does have Protoplasm Harness. So again, a Protoplasm Harness is a great item on Sejuani because her passive gives her tons of resistances. So the amount that she will heal from it if she gets bursted is quite high, but it's a little bit disingenuous. And why I say that is because 90% of the time, if you've been reduced to 30% HP, her passive is no longer active. So because that passive is no longer on, you're not getting those resistances, meaning it is not actually affecting your healing. Because as a Sejuani connoisseur who has played a lot of Sejuani in my time, I have found that going for Vandal Pipes is, in my opinion, like if you have a carry like a Tristana or like a Volibear who love attack speed, Vandal Pipes is the play. But the Protoplasm Harness, it sounds like a great item because you have so many resistances, but Zyra here gonna get caught by the Enchanted Crystalline Arrow. Immediate Glacial Prison from the chickens is Tuba, and doesn't actually land on anyone. He does get the cleanse out of Poseidon though, I will say, so that is something. Meanwhile, Saiyan Sky here is trying to do what he did in all 3 other games and kill Ditzy, but cannot get it on her when she's got the Spirit Rush here. Those 3 extra dashes make it that much harder to punish. Was enemy detected on screen, Tuba KDA at risk, retreat immediately. No way! Holy, I'm dead. This is where we are now. Sorry, I'm not even paying attention to the game because the Twitch chat's making me laugh. Volibear is going to throw himself in with his ultimate. They do get the Zyra ult, and the Zyra ult is big. They do shut down Uguay here. Almost got the kill there onto, I believe, the Ashe, but Tahm Kench there comes in mega clutch with the ultimate and keeps his AD carry alive. Meanwhile, Volibear is going to keep chasing. Tuba's in the Herald right now, chasing down the squishies, but I don't think he's actually gonna get them. They are gonna kill the turret. He's gonna go down. He does get the shutdown hit onto the Ashe, so that is mega. Glacial Prison is gonna come out for a second time in about a minute and a bit. I don't know.
He could have got that poppy.
I think he could have got that poppy if he tried, but I guess his mana's quite low, so he just decided to get the charge off. And now we're just gonna crack down onto this this tier 2 mid turret. So although Tahm Kench is getting good damage out onto Volibear, they might not actually be able to finish this this tier 2. And yeah, Mog Jean right now, you know, holding back the enemies with whatever he can. He's got Heartsteel tier 2 boots and a dream right now, and he's able to actually scare away the Team Zenith side. But I don't know, could you bring up the gold graph for me? Because I think that we've just had a 3k gold swing. Yeah, look at that. So it was about 6k. It's now about 3 or 2.3 actually. So yeah, they've done a really good job of swinging the gold back in their favor. I think that Zenith, they're showing signs of life now. And if they can continue to play these team fights like well as they did there, I think it was partially Poseidon mispositioning or being a little bit over aggressive, and we're gonna see him take another one, and he just gets popped immediately. Biwa Haya here doing his best job at trying to get this Ashe out of this game. Gonna root up the poppy immediately as well, and that's gonna be another 2 quick kills, and the gold lead is very quickly actually shrinking right now. So Team Zenith are doing their best job right now, and we can see pings maybe coming out for the Baron. It is an aggressive Baron call though, considering Uguay and Ditzy are still alive. They are very much on the map. They might be behind right now, but they could come and try and instigate here. They could try. Tahm Kench is there as well. They could scare them off. We're about half HP on the Baron right now. All 5 members of Zenith are here. Yeah, here comes the Gwen. She's gonna pop the Shroud, and they're all gonna disperse. We've only got like 2 people actually hitting the Baron now. They do finalize it. Only 600 gold between the teams now. And yeah, we see Vicky Mendoza there. They struggle to actually kind of connect, really. And we're going to see the flash in by Poseidon, even sidesteps the Glacial Prison, and they're just going to get 2 easy kills here as Tuba runs away again. And what is he doing? Wait, no. What, you wait for your 2 teammates to die and then walk back in is crazy work. And that is going to be big in right now, as we're going to see Volibear does come in. He is going to be able to kill Ahri, but Ahri is not the threat in this game. Gwen is going to chase down Saiyan Sky, and 3 members still alive here, still pushing actively for Vicky Mendoza. The gold lead that they had just tried so hard to shrink, they have accidentally just grown again. Is now back up to 2.3k. And what can we do here now?
I don't understand the back in mid lane when the blue side minions were more than halfway through, because with correct me if I'm wrong, with the home guards, that they can get up to the lane a lot quicker.
Yeah. If you have minions in the lane, essentially the way new home guards work is that you have home guard speed boost until you reach like the nearest turret to where your minions are. So if your minions are in the middle of the wave, like in the middle of the lane, then you have it up to your tier 2 mid turret. And then if it's like up against the enemy's inhibitor, you have it up till the enemy's tier 1 turret. And so you're like speed boosted until you get to that threshold. There's usually like it looks kind of like a wave. There's like a little line, like whiff on the glacial prison there that makes this really hard. If he landed that on Ashe, I think it's a different story. And then we see Spirit Rush coming in here by Ditzy, and the pathing here from Sejuani, just I'm not a big fan of it, as it seems like the comms are really split. Like someone's saying go in, someone's saying get out, and so he's like hovering in between the two, which means he does neither of them successfully.
But like as you saw there at the beginning of the replay, that Ashe had those home guards, so and was able to just get all the way up to lane so quickly. So backing there after you had Baron was a risky. Well, it didn't work out clearly.
Yeah.
And
no, for sure you get caught there if they had vision. Yeah, they are rebuilding this.
We're in a negative Baron. Minus 1.2.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, minus 1.3k gold Baron power play. That's crazy, and it's about to get bigger. It goes to minus 2k. Because I mean, who even has the Baron now at this point? I don't think anyone does. I'm surprised it's still counting the power play at this point, considering no one has the buff anymore. We're seeing an attempt at a collapse here, although that is going to be a steadfast presence straight into the knockup. And okay, the hammer comes down, but the Zenith blade was still connected, so she just comes straight back. And now Ashe has got to start, she has to start gliding here, because if she doesn't, the rest of her front line is near enough dead. The only one left here is Tahm Kench, but they are not getting onto her like they would like to. And we see Sejuani Q's away, and now it's, okay, the root is not going to land, and now, oh, yeah, Ashe is running him down. It is what it is. GG. The Ashe gets to run everybody down. She is 10-2-8 right now. If the enemy team cannot shut down Ashe, they cannot win this game. That is just the reality that we are in. We haven't even spoke about the fact that they have gotten every single Drake and they now have Mountain Soul, so the game is so much harder for them to play through. And yeah, Ivan on this Ashe is putting in a performance right now. He looks really strong. He's got 3.5 items completed, Last Whisper as well, so he's got some of that armor pen to try and shred through this Tristana, sorry, the Sejuani. And we're going to see Rocket Jump is going to come in. They do get the shutdown. Okay, that is actually really worth it for the Tristana right now. She is 2-6, but getting that shutdown is going to be big. And now Leona and Tahm are just going to hit each other and do nothing else, really. What is this, sorry? I thought smurfing wasn't allowed. Why do they have ruler on Ashe? Hey, yo. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. I want to see that Lord's Dominix is going to be finished as well, and we also, off of that one base, he finishes LDR and also gets BF Sword and a Vamp Scepter, so he's got most of the parts of his Bloodthirster that will be one of his last items here as well, so Ashe is very much primed to carry this one. Yeah, he had 4k at that death, is crazy. But yeah, so you see the replay here. That interaction with the Zenith Blade is hilarious to me. Like the hammer should have sent her out and then she just comes back in. And then yeah, I think the rest of this play is just rough because we've got 3 people targeting Tahm Kench, and Tahm Kench isn't the threat here. He is essentially just a meat shield and a decoy, right? And so we see Ashe gets to just kind of glide around them. And that's that Phantom Dancer doing tons of work as we see the Glacial Prison go wide as we come back to live. And with that cooldown being down, Ashe doesn't need to be in any kind of worry. And by the next time it's up, she'll have cleanse. So they can rest assured that I think that this Ashe is safe for at least the next fight. She'll have cleanse up for whenever they do try to make this next exchange. We have 90 seconds until Elder. And 15 seconds until Baron, although no teams are really positioned to actually fight for it at the moment. And yeah, look at the gold there. It's 5.5k between Poseidon and the next highest person in the game. Which is, I think that's super important because it looks like Saiyan Sky is massively behind, but in reality he's the second richest person in the game. He's still doing his job here. It's just the other AD carry is massively accelerated. So what can you do in this instance? And with all 5 members here. They are going to rush this Baron. It should be free. It doesn't even look like the red side are going to contest it. We can see Volibear pathing towards it. Ward is going to catch Grass Wonder. And okay, we throw in the Glacial Prison, but immediately Ditzy is going to get eaten by Tahm Kench, and she's going to be fine as the Needleworks come out. And now the passive is down on Sejuani. They might be able to punish her. She has no flash. We're going to see the W come out by Tom to keep himself safe. Got the Earth Tahm Kench skin as well, by the way, which is a goated skin. Nice root here by Biwa. Is going to catch Gwen, but they can't actually make anything of it. And these are the key operative abilities we need to be looking for. Glacial Prison and then the root by Xayah. Those are the big ones. And we're going to see the fight is going to start here, but I think it's going to be over before it can even really begin, because 3 members of Team Zenith are going to get run down in the middle of the lane. Biwa Haya is going to be the 4th to go, and Saiyan Sky here, knowing he can't really defend, is just going to try and bait them, but he is going to go down. That's going to be an ace, and I think that's a formality at this point. The game surely is over. They have Gwen, they have Ashe, they have a wave, they have Baron. There's nothing that can be done here. Congratulations to Vicky Mendoza. 4.9k on that Baron power play as well, by the way. The stark difference between what one team can do against the other with a Baron, and it's going to be the difference between who gets to go to finals and who doesn't here. Good job to Vicky Mendoza. Congratulations on locking in finals. We will see you next weekend up against Church of Copium Kings. So it's going to be an interesting final for sure. We're not sure what day it will be yet, but commiserations to Team Zenith. I think you guys did a very good job. Top 4 finish is nothing to be ashamed of. I think it's something to be proud of, but especially considering what you guys were able to achieve in the quarterfinals against Team Cyberpunk, who are ostensibly the strongest team in Group B. You know, I think it was good. But yeah, now it's going to be Vicky Mendoza versus Conk for the gold in Weenie Hut Junior bracket. So look at that damage off of that Ashe, man. Holy shit, she is insanely strong in this game. She got to glide on everybody, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron, I think Poseidon MVP is kind of a shoe-in, right?
Sorry, yeah, I think it is, even though there was some discussions of some bribery with getting sub to give Aussie the MVP, but I haven't seen that come through, so it does go to Poseidon.
We can be bought. Well, how many gifted does it have to be for Aussie to get MVP?
I can't remember. I think, well, actually, it wasn't that she would get MVP, it's that she would get added to the list.
Oh, added to the vote. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I see it. No, 100%. I was gonna say if I had to give it to any 2 people, I mean, I'm only electing one person, which is Ivan, but I think that game 4 performance from Aussie was it was a game-winning performance, 100%. And you know, especially with the context of it being the first time they've played Poppy in officials, and they haven't played Poppy a lot in practice either. So you know, I think it was a particularly impressive kind of showing, for sure. So if I had to have a highlight, I would say that would be the honorable mention. But I think that consistently over the 4 games, I think that Ivan was always not only ahead, but a primary carrying force in the team. So I would say that he's probably the MVP of that series. But what say you? Despite bribery accusations.
Yeah, I think it does have to go to Ivan. Throughout all the games that they won, he was somewhat the standout performer.
I just looked at general, and I want to end my life.
Oh no!
Holy fuck, bro!
Hey, you're an admin, and you can swing that ban hammer just like Poppy did.
I could, but I could check Weenie Hut chat. Oh my Christ, bro! I'll do it after the stream, guys. I don't wanna. I don't want to do that to myself right now.
Let's have a look at the. Oh, actually, let's not have a look at the bracket. Why is that doing that?
You can't ban all of us. Yeah, for real. If I ban everybody that spams that emote, we might not have a server by the end of the week. So it is what it is. I'll make peace with the fact that I've had to make myself look like a fool. It might not be the only time, depending on how tomorrow goes. Because tomorrow we have 2 games. Oh, look at that! Yeah, there we go. Dual 3-1 games for the semifinals, by the way. Interesting, right there. So Team Zenith and the Outcasts. Do you know what? Actually, no. I was about to suggest something, but then I realized it's not happening, bro. I was gonna say, would it not be interesting to have a Team Zenith versus the Outcasts 3rd place match? But the Outcasts combusted after that series, so that's not.
Yeah.
We can say that Team Zenith are de facto 3rd place. How about that? Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds.
Considering I don't think that the Outcasts can field a roster for a 3rd place match, so. Outcasts couldn't handle the cock is a crazy fucking statement by Sai. That is, this guy's trying to get us like restricted or something. I'm telling you, he's trying to get us on a watch list or some shit. Goddamn. But anyway, yeah, this is gonna be our grand final. Some point in the next week. It will be on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Scheduling is still to be decided, because I did send out threads to all of the semi-finalists, but I shit you not, maybe like 3 teams filled it out. Like barely anybody filled out the when to meet. So I'm like,
well,
yay! So at least we'll know what 5 of the 6 teams are by the end of tomorrow. So we know 1 grand finals, which is. Obviously the Weenie Hut finals, we have Vicky Mendoza, Church of Copium Kings. In Hardstuck, nothing has been decided. There's going to be tomorrow at 7, there will be Hardstuck Helmets versus Gromp Support Group. And then on Monday, it will be Fruit Maxers versus Good Chimps. So by Monday evening, we will know the Hardstuck finalists. And then in Sweatlord, we know that Latitude have already made it. They beat Perplexed Express on Wednesday 3-0. But tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m, we will have Cudders Cuties versus Team Zib, where yet again my scalp is being left in the trusting hands of players from EU Nordic East. So if Cudders Cuties can win, they'll go to finals, in which case then again, fucking in the grand finals, the safety of my scalp will be given to another team of primarily EU Nordic East players. What a fun time to be alive. So yeah, we'll see how that one goes for sure. But yeah, so we should know every finals by Monday evening, and we will know the Sweatlord finals by Sunday at like 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. because it's going to start live at 1. If it goes to 5 games, it's going to at latest probably like 6 p.m. So, and then we will have a little break in the middle of the day, and then starting 7 p.m. we will do Hardstuck Helmets and Gromp Support Group live. So yeah, GG. And then it will be finals at the end of the next week, and then we'll be done. Oh, look at that! Be crazy. Job done. Job completed. Until the next time. But yeah, all right. We'll see all of you guys tomorrow, like 1 p.m. roughly. Where we're still looking for casters, by the way. I think we only have 1. We only have Mahasvara who's willing to do it at the moment. We need 1 more person, preferably play-by-play. So we will see all of you tomorrow at 1. Bye.